We're live, the Born Free podcast, hashtag Kicking Balls, our Premier League special. We have the whole team in the building, Shake, Siobhan, and a new member, Jude Jizzle.
Whoa!
what a nickname.
Welcome, Jude Jizzle.
Yeah, we have to differentiate you from your personal capacity because it gets quite personal here.
It does, yo.
So, you know what I mean? So I have to separate you. A Chelsea fan.
Brought some color.
I don't understand why you're a Chelsea fan in this day and age, but
it's a different team, man.
Understood.
I actually picked Chelsea because my favorite color is blue.
That's it?
Really?
Yeah. I was playing FIFA one day and then...
You're about to get roasted here, bro.
You didn't choose Everton, man.
Yeah, why didn't you choose Everton?
Alphabetical order.
Oh, is it?
No, Everton has more history, though.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, man. We're not talking about...
Way more history.
I guess if we're talking about before we were born, then...
Anyway, Premier League, second week. Ooh. How's everybody's thoughts? What's the feeling and what's the mood in the air?
Yeah, well...
It's delicious.
It's delicious, yeah.
I
think it's still too early to tell what's going to happen throughout the season. But I'm excited.
In terms of what? Too early for? Speak closer to the mic.
To predict things.
Yeah, true.
I think we can predict two things, though.
We can predict who's going down.
Now we can predict who's finishing top two. That's what we can.
No, I don't think
What?
so.
Yet.
I don't think so, no.
I think we can predict who's going to win. I'm still
So we
City.
can predict the winner, but we can't predict who's coming
Second,
behind
no.
City.
No, not second, guys.
Okay, who do you think's coming behind?
United easily.
Really?
Yes.
Nah, they've had two good games.
Yes.
Against mid-table teams.
Against
But if you're
teams that might go
into
down.
perspective that United have had two great games standalone, then Huddersfield will also finish top 4.
Oh, not a chance. Eh?
But
We have to be
you're
realistic.
just
Yes,
basing it on.
we have to be very realistic.
No.
And I'm trying to be realistic. Mourinho's not going to finish outside the top 4.
Yeah, he's not going to finish.
That's for sure.
I agree with that.
That one is for sure.
Unless they finish third in the Champions League group and get relegated to Europa League, and then they'll concentrate.
That's
on
not
that.
going to happen.
Do you think United would finish third?
No,
in
but
the
I'm just saying it is
Champions
possible.
Question:
Nah.
Does United have a female doctor?
Why do
I
we
think
have
they're
to take it
safe.
there?
I think they're safe. I think they're safe. They don't have
Asking
one.
for a friend.
Yeah.
I don't think they have one. I think they're safe.
Take it there, Siobhan. Like, what?
Just asking for a friend, guys.
for-
Asking for a friend, you
Damn.
know?
Anything could happen, bro.
So, around the room, performance of the week?
Performance for the week. I won't lie. I was pretty impressed with Huddersfield, man. They let your Rafa Benitez again, dude.
Why
Like,
is it my Rafa Benitez?
I mean, you were chanting his name and all that stuff.
I think
so.
Rafa Benitez is a
See,
good manager.
I mean, look, he may be a good manager, but Newcastle looked, I
Mike
don't know.
Ashley
And
needs to
Huddersfield were
fucking-
very comfortable for me. That's my performance for the week.
They
I
definitely
was
look
expecting a
comfortable.
tighter game, but Huddersfield, and even though it was just 1-0, I just think it was very comfortable. I was disappointed. I was
It was a
very
good goal
disappointed.
as well, I
It
think.
was a very, very
It was
good
a
goal
very
too.
beautiful
goal.
Aaron Moy.
No, the
Jesus,
goal was
well
amazing
taken.
too. So for me, Huddersfield, then again, not making top 4 though. But yeah, then again, that was my performance of the week.
I'd go with United.
Oof.
Their second 4-0 win.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Shite.
I'll give them props. Yeah, man.
Siobhan?
Yeah.
Siobhan, you're going to need to get closer to this
Okay, wait,
microphone,
I'm
bruh.
sorry. I'm smushed between two boys here.
Oh, sorry
Pause.
about that. Oh, sorry about that. Hey.
As much as it pains me to say this, it has to go to United.
Yeah.
Like, just they're looking so good.
I did say this though.
Yes, I understand that. And Huddersfield are looking great as well.
Can we say Swansea looked poor as well?
Yo,
Swansea looked very
No, but
poor.
no.
Did anyone have
No,
wait.
I'll
In the
defend them a little
second
bit.
half.
I'll defend them a little bit. First half it was tighter than
Yes.
the scoreline doesn't say the whole story about that game. To
The
be
scoreline
honest,
doesn't say 4-0.
Three goals.
it doesn't,
Like
no,
6
it's
minutes.
just 4-0, but it doesn't tell the whole story of the
But
game.
Swansea
dude.
were poor for what I...
First half,
No,
no.
the
had a
first
slow-
half. I remember
Apart-
saying, so I was driving to a wedding.
Yeah.
And I was streaming the game, and I remember saying to my friend that was driving, United aren't looking as convincing as they were last week.
Yeah.
And Swansea are they're very tight around them.
Definitely.
And the moment
Swansea
they
had a
scored,
good start. That's
They
all I
did.
give them.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not gonna
second half-
they gave them a
Swansea
good.
looked
They had a
great.
decent first half.
They had a good start.
They had a good 45 minutes.
I don't know about the
problem
whole
was-
45. They created like 2 chances.
My man.
In the
No, but
first
they
half.
held
Is
them.
that a good 45 minutes?
I tell you, for me,
against
personally,
United,
At home?
The
United,
fact
yes,
that
it
they
is.
held them. The moment
Guys.
things fell apart was when United scored that first goal, and then they let
And
go.
then it was half
And then their
time
quality showed.
Yeah.
Okay, then the quality
Both
showed.
teams' quality showed.
Yeah.
Swansea looked like Swansea.
Yeah, but I mean, one thing I'm saying is that the scoreline doesn't say the whole story because it
I
looks
think
like
it's an accurate
United.
story. It shows
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Guys, their front five looks like uncomparable.
What United? No, for sure. I don't disagree
Mkhitaryan
with
had
that.
a great game.
Yes.
Pogba had a very good game.
Yes,
Like
Lukaku had a
it
good
looked
game
like
too.
a side
Yes,
that are challenging. That
for
I'll
sure.
give you.
But now what I'm saying is that if you watch that game, it's more of United were good than Swansea being awful.
No, Swansea
That's
were,
what I
I'm not
think.
saying they were.
It was
awful,
more
but
United
they were
was great.
poor.
Yeah.
That's what I'd
United-
say. It
United
was
were
more
great.
United were great than Swansea
fair
being
enough, fair
poor
enough,
or
fair
something
enough.
like that. So that's what I would say.
I think
also
United
go-
are finally gelling together, which is a good thing. I'm starting to see why they paid 90 for Pogba.
I'm still not
Which-
starting to see
yeah.
Which
I won't
highly
go that
doubt
far.
it,
I think
but
that's still
I'm
a
starting
reach.
to see him shine a little bit more than he did last season.
I think he's more comfortable on the ball, and I think Matic coming into that team
Definitely.
just makes sense.
Easily.
Matic is
No,
releasing
obvious.
Pogba.
Yeah.
He's allowing him to
Yeah.
play his
Exactly.
football the same way Marquisio did,
Yes.
the same way Pirlo did. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
that's-
with Vidal,
he needs
Vidal did.
Vidal as well.
Yeah,
like
Vidal
he needs a
did,
player
yes.
that's gonna do most of the dirty work. That's gonna allow him to shine.
Yes.
Last season, you saw he had
He
to
was-
lead the midfield.
He was Matic.
Exactly,
basically,
he had to
essentially,
lead the
yeah.
midfield,
Yes.
and it was uncomfortable for him. The pace was a little too fast for him. Now I think he's coming into his own. He's
Plus,
understanding.
there's
the pace of
Herrera
the
as well.
Premier-
So Herrera and
There's
Matic
Herrera
are
who
doing
was on the
dirty
bench,
work.
right?
Yes, he was on the bench. So I'm
So
just
he
saying
still
that
has players
there's
who are gonna-
options that are gonna
Exactly.
do the dirty work,
Exactly.
and he's allowed to
And I
flourish.
think if he can stay fit, we're talking about maybe we are talking about that top two.
no, but
If he can stay
there's-
fit, because I really
Yeah.
think the way he's playing, like his link-up play with the rest of the midfield and the players in front of him is
my thing is that I don't want to get too ahead of this because like when they played Real Madrid in the Super Cup, the UEFA Super Cup, like Modric and Toni Kroos
They
bossed
had
that
them,
guy,
Those are
man.
world-class midfielders.
Yeah, but that's
Two
what I'm trying to
world-class
say is that
midfielders.
like I'll only judge Pogba after the season and also in the big games as well. That's what
In the Champions
yeah,
League.
yeah, in the
as
Champions
well.
League,
Yeah.
in the big games as well.
true. But
if you're gonna,
I'm saying
if-
I'm particularly talking about the Premier League. If you're going to be playing with the quality of the likes of Leroy Fer
Yeah.
in the midfield, then
yeah.
Pogba is going to be
But
exceptional in the Premier League.
what makes a great midfielder or like a legendary midfielder is that he does it not only in Swansea, not only in West Ham, but against Liverpool, against Arsenal, against Chelsea,
And that we're still
against
yet to
City
see.
as
We're
well.
still yet to
We have to see
But
that.
I'm
So
saying-
I'm only gonna judge him based on like in bigger games. That's what I'm gonna
But
judge
I'm
him
saying
on
if
as
he
well.
continues to put away small teams and continues to shine against the lesser
But
opposition.
I disagree that I don't think it's Pogba that's putting away the smaller teams. And if you remember in my first podcast when I did this with you guys,
Yeah.
I said to you the difference in United now is that they need a goal scorer against the smaller teams, which when
Romelu
they've
Lukaku.
struggled.
Yes.
And Lukaku is that person. He's going to
Yeah.
get you your goals against a smaller team. And
Yeah.
look already, West Ham, Swansea, he's got your
Definitely,
goals.
but
and
I-
that's the difference.
But I still think because you need that link, like you need that person who's going to link the midfield with the attacking.
With the attacking,
Of
and
course.
Pogba is that.
he is.
Like
He is.
I'm starting to. I'm not. Look, the 90 million. I'm not yet.
I don't think
Yeah, I'm
we'll
not
ever
yet there.
see the worth of 90 million because it's just that
Maybe
outrageous.
over a period of time you'll see the.
I think
90
yeah,
million.
maybe over a period. If he
couple
wins
of-
you 5 Premier Leagues, I
Yeah.
mean, 90,
The-
90 million is nothing.
Exactly.
Yes.
If he
Yes.
does that,
if 5 Premier Leagues come to Florida
If.
because of him.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna if he's in that team
Yeah.
and he gets 5 Premier League medals,
Yeah,
then
for sure.
we start looking at 90 million. Like, oh,
But for me,
worth it.
before I even put him in the class of like Frank Lampard, the Silvers, he has to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
for
the-
sure. He has to
and-
do it
and-
consistently. for me.
and another thing, I don't think he has to be that.
What do you mean
for
he has to be
United.
there?
Like he
What
doesn't,
be-
ha-
He's
he doesn't
never
have
going
to
to stand
be.
up to Paul Scholes or Ryan.
Yes,
Giggs
I
for
don't
that
think
legendary
exactly.
For
standard.
sure, but he has to score goals though, guys. Like
I don't think there's pressure for him to score goals.
damn.
He scored.
So
he scored 2
Pogba's-
and 2. I think
so-
that's
So hold on, a midfielder playing behind Romelu Lukaku mustn't get 10 a season? I don't know. Like,
No.
is it just what?
Not
If
really.
he's making-
Not really.
If he's making
Okay.
10, 20
Who
goals.
played,
Then he
behind,
better-
who played behind
then
Romelu
he-
Lukaku at Everton?
Then he
Who
better.
played behind Romelu Lukaku at Everton? Ross
Was it
Barkley.
Was it Ross Barkley? Yeah.
Was he expected to score goals?
Yeah, but it's Everton, guys.
But
like,
No,
either
but-
way, but
Yo, but it's Everton, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna have the same. I'm not gonna have
The
these
same
expectations.
expectations.
I'm not gonna have these expectations for like Everton and have the same expectations for United. I can't do
They're not
that.
the same
That's what I'm saying. If
caliber.
Coutinho goes to something like Barcelona, you expect him to score double the goals he's scoring in Liverpool. It's
Yeah.
a fact. create, guys. Not necessarily.
I don't even agree with that. No.
Whoa, not necessarily.
Is Iniesta expected to have a higher goal return?
No, he's
so
not.
why are you expecting his replacement to have that?
But he creates that amount of chances. So if
Wait.
That's what I'm saying. If Pogba only doesn't create the double amount of chances or doesn't
But
score,
he didn't score that many goals at Juventus either, though.
he did score quite a bit.
The
He
amount
got
you're
double.
expecting him to
The last
score?
season he was at Juventus, he got double figures.
But that's fine.
Can he get double figures at United?
Probably.
Yeah, then there we go.
But
that's what I'm
not
arguing.
But it's not expected, though.
Yes,
Not
it is a
expected to
possibility,
score
but
goals.
it's not
That's what I'm saying is that Pogba, look, you've got Matic, he's meant to do the dirty work. You've got Herrera, is meant to do the dirty work. Pogba is meant to create or score, guys. That's what we gotta judge him on. If it's just to just pass the ball left, right, and center, that's he's meant to.
So you're saying he should get into double figures in terms of goals and assists
He has
a
to.
season?
He has to.
Fair enough. For
Yeah,
90
that's
million,
fair.
that's what
I
you
think
has
expect,
to.
I think.
Definitely, he
that's
has to.
definitely fair. But my thing is, there's no, especially right now. I don't think there's pressure for him to be a Frank Lampard. Or,
No. I mean, I'm
or
not.
even
I'm not
Paul
expecting
Scholes.
him to
Not
get like
yet.
close to 200 Premier League goals. No, I'm not expecting that. But you would like to think he will create a lot and he will score
True.
a bit, right?
What do you think has been like the result, like, or the shock? Of
The
this
shock
week
of
two?
the week two. I won't lie. Watford won away to Bournemouth. That stunned me a little bit.
Yeah,
Because
Bournemouth look.
I was so disappointed because if you put Bournemouth on paper, like
They are solid.
going
they're
on?
a solid side.
Yeah.
I mean, I kid you not. In my Premier League fantasy team, I put in Jermaine Defoe, and I was like, yo, and I was disappointed.
I think we might be
was like,
expecting
oh.
a little too much from Jermaine Defoe this
Watford
season.
at home.
No, I'm saying this season we might not see the
Jermaine
Jermaine
Defoe.
from the Sunderland, not even the Sunderland Jermaine Defoe.
Would you have expected him to score against Watford at home?
I would expect
I
so.
think so.
I would have expected
I would
that
have,
goal.
but I always look, and I don't like putting managers above like football teams, but
Yeah.
I think this is a different
System.
Watford. It's a different system.
Marco
Marco
Silva's
Silva's going to
quality,
do
man.
something
For sure.
different. Like we're not seeing a lazy, lackluster Watford.
course,
All right,
of course.
so I think that kind of makes a difference, regardless of Bournemouth, who are this high flying Eddie Howe attacking football. But
And also they're on the momentum from last weekend. Or the weekend
exactly,
before.
I mean, you
that
do
plays a big role.
exactly that galvanizes the players. Like, oh,
Yes.
you're not expected to get points.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
You're playing against Liverpool. You're looking at that front three. You're like, we're not gonna get points.
yeah.
Yeah.
You go away with 3 goals.
I won't
At
lie.
a
For
point,
me,
like,
it's one of those things like Mark Silva, yes, but you would have expected Eddie Howe's team to do much better than that at home
At
against
home,
Watford.
yeah.
Like
At home,
yo, at
yeah.
home against Watford, I expected better. That was my
Any team
shock
at home,
result.
you expect them to do
To
a
do
little bit
a lot better, right?
Yeah.
So
Bournemouth,
Especially
who did
just-
Bournemouth played the week before.
they was it a draw? Yeah, I think they drew
They
or they lost.
they lost.
They lost. Yeah,
Bournemouth.
it
lost.
was Swansea and Southampton that drew, and
Yeah.
then Bournemouth lost their first league game.
Yeah,
Who
but
did-
I
who did they
don't-
play again?
Yeah, I don't remember them getting a result.
Yes, they didn't even
I
score.
think
a goal.
they're still on 0.
They're still on 0
West Brom.
goals.
West Brom.
West
They
Brom
played
and
Brom,
they lost.
yeah.
They lost.
They played Brom and they lost 1-0.
Oh,
So it's
Is it still too soon to?
I
We're
think
in
it's still too
relegation.
soon
Yeah,
to
it's
judge
way too
anything.
soon,
to
man.
do anything.
Way.
Way too soon.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alright,
So what
I'm
was
just
your-
asking.
What was your
Because I
shock
mean, they haven't
result?
scored a goal. This is
I'm-
an Eddie Howe attacking team.
I'm
Is it-
really surprised.
Is it too
though.
soon to be worried about they haven't scored a goal with the Jermaine
Yes,
Defoe
I think-
up front?
I
Yeah, just it's
Give
too
it another
early.
2-3 weeks, and then
Yeah,
we can start saying, okay, so patterns are starting to emerge.
Okay.
It's way too soon. I'm really surprised you didn't say this.
Oh,
Because
don't.
my shock is the Arsenal game.
Ah,
And
no,
I'm sorry.
you
I'm
know-
sorry. to
I'm
say
not
this.
shocked.
You know,
Are you
you
not
know why?
shocked?
Yeah, for
I'm
me,
not
like
shocked.
I wouldn't lie. For me, I'm also not that shocked.
I'm really not
But
shocked.
let's be fair as well. The referee got a few
Come
bad calls.
on.
Okay, wait. We didn't deserve the win. No doubt about it. But
We
we
didn't
have
deserve
to also,
anything from that game.
We have to also admit there was a few bad calls. guys.
There was a lot of
Come
bad
on,
calls.
there was a-
this
Like
whole
the
week.
offside.
No,
like I said,
that was offside.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But there was a run Bellerin made. And they
That was
chopped
supposed
him,
to be a
guys.
penalty.
They chopped him. Guys, they
They
chopped
chopped
him.
him.
They did,
Wow.
guys. No, for me, that was like.
They took his ankles away from him.
But after I watched the game, I honestly said, Arsenal didn't
But
deserve anything.
don't Arsenal have a history against Stoke though?
We
they're
do
like
have.
a bogey side.
We-
so
we-
like sometimes
we
I'm
do.
not really.
We do have. No, but I mean, you would have expected us to come better, especially after the way Stoke City
Yeah.
played against Everton in the first week.
I kind of still think that Stoke will go down, but I am slightly impressed.
Oh,
by
look at
Hesse.
that. Look at
For the
that.
finish. I still think they'll go down, but I'm like, okay. I really thought he'd struggle. He didn't look like he was struggling. Like he
Gee.
looked Okay, he looked like a player.
So, did you say you think Stoke is going down?
No, I
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
That,
eh?
I had.
Oh, we
I-
need to do Jude's top thing.
Okay,
as
yeah,
well, like we did.
we'll actually go back to the
Yeah.
whole the
Dude,
list.
I
our
tell
top
you,
four.
man, there's a lot of things that were said in this room in the first week. Man.
I said Huddersfield will do well.
And look at them
And
now.
I mean,
You
Guys,
said
like-
Crystal Palace
guys,
will do well.
guys,
Did you not?
yeah, and that's-
let's be honest, guys. Even Blackpool did well when they were up. You know, like let's not talk like it's only the first week. Didn't Charlie Adam come from that team and went to Liverpool? I don't
then
know.
he went to Liverpool.
Oh,
And then what
that
happened?
was
And then went back to
outrageous
Stoke.
relegation battle that last day.
And then
Exactly.
he went to Stoke. Who's
Oh,
gonna go
man.
down this season?
Not a
Shame, guys. Charlie Adam used to take amazing free kicks. When
Oh,
That
guys,
was about
like
it.
stop with this. Charlie Adam is a terrible midfielder. Like
But he,
he's terrible.
look, he had some
Like-
decent free
I didn't
kicks.
say he was
I'll
a
give
good
him that.
Like,
Yes.
midfielder.
Fergie says he takes good corners. All of a sudden, Charlie Adams' value was 20 million, and he goes to Liverpool.
And that's about it, man. He,
And-
No, but he did take.
he did
great
score free kicks though, didn't
When
he?
he played for Blackburn, his free kicks were on point.
He did score. He
How many
scored.
free kicks did he score?
I'm sure it's over
No,
two.
lots.
That's what,
He takes good corners.
Set pieces.
and
like
Liverpool
decent-
bought him. Liverpool saw something in the boy, right?
I wouldn't have, but
And
I
they
think
didn't
I
until
Liverpool
just
saw something about it. Let's have a
Liverpool
moment.
paid 35 million for flipping Andy Carroll, so let's
You know-
forget about what Liverpool
Liverpool
did.
have some moments
Yo,
where you like, can I slap you over the
man,
head?
like yo.
Okay, cool. Let's go through like the fixtures. So Monday, should we start from latest to earliest or earliest to latest?
Let's go earliest to latest.
Yeah,
Earliest to latest. First game was Swansea United. We spoke about that. It's not
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
Mourinho looks
4-0,
like
yeah.
he's doing something.
Yeah.
Mourinho, does Mourinho look depressed to you? Am I the only one who's
No.
He looks
seems
like
off.
he's aged a little bit, but not as much as he
like
aged
his
during that
post
season
matches
at
are like
Chelsea.
boring now?
But to be honest,
it's
I think-
always like that though. Unless United lose,
Then it will like
then there'll be
okay.
some spice. But
Okay, maybe it's just me. Okay.
I think he's doing it on purpose, man. Wait till he loses to a big side.
mind
Wait till
games.
then,
It's coming.
yes.
It's coming.
Wait till he
It's
loses
Is he
to a
still?
big
Is
side.
Mourinho still doing that? The mind game thing?
Of course.
He is
He's
the
always,
master.
always.
It never stops, Holmes.
Okay. Southampton, West Ham 3-2. Southampton 3, West Ham 2.
Yo,
I
guys.
watched the highlights of this game. It looked
And for me,
Southampton, 2 penalties, right?
no. It's
Yeah.
Southampton.
No.
Southampton.
Southampton
two
had two
penalties.
penalties, yeah.
Chicharito, 2 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals Chicharito.
There was
two
two penalties.
classic Chicharito
Yeah,
goals.
yeah,
It's
I was
a
about to mention
beautiful
that.
goal.
But I
What
would
else
like.
happened? The Gabbiadini strike was dope.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
also pretty
Gabby.
decent.
Tadic
Charlie Austin.
nearly
Oh
missed.
yeah, you're right. 2 penalty.
Yeah.
2 penalties.
Useless penalty by Tadic.
Yeah.
Jesus,
But guys,
Joe Hart,
straight down the
man.
middle.
Yo, Joe Hart. Joe Hart. Yo,
If Joe Hart needed a moment,
yo.
that was
guys,
the moment.
I wouldn't lie. For me, and personally, I just feel like for me, for England, it's Pickford first, Butland, then Joe
I
Hart.
think Butland.
I think
first.
Butland first.
Uh,
Yo,
Pickford.
over Pickford.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
I'm not saying. I'm not
Pickford is
look,
still.
I'm not saying Butland is a better goalkeeper.
Yes.
I think he has more games under him for England.
Oh, okay.
So I
More
think it
experience.
makes more sense. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
More international experience. It makes more sense. Pickford, I think,
Yeah.
has a higher
Quality,
ceiling.
yeah.
And
I
Joe
think
Hart?
has a,
Would you
don't
pick Joe
talk
Hart or
about-
Foster, man?
I'd pick Ben Foster.
Not
Not
Fraser.
Fraser.
Not Fraser.
Not Fraser,
Look,
man.
I think he's good. I don't think he's on form. He's just
Yeah.
But I'd pick Ben Foster for the next England game. Not to start. I'm saying if you had to pick
Yeah.
the
A
3.
third choice.
Yeah,
three.
third choice Ben Foster.
But
So that game.
I must say,
any thoughts?
Arnautovic did disappoint me, right? You know what I don't like about certain players? You use the elbow, right? And then once you use the elbow and you get the red card, you have this look on your face like,
But that's
Ah, but it
every
wasn't
player,
me.
guys.
what did I do, though? You know what
Didn't Zlatan say that when he elbowed someone? He ran.
No, but
into
he-
the
Oh,
elbow?
yeah, but
Zlatan's
he,
one was.
yeah,
I
so
think
that was
worse.
blatant.
That was
Zlatan
worse.
gave him a look before the corner
Yeah,
was
his
taken.
was way worse.
But I have to say, like Arnautovic, you are that disappointing.
And another
me,
thing,
man.
like for him, like it's first game, right? Did he start last week?
Who? Arnautovic?
Arnautovic.
No, I think it was
He
his
wasn't
first
even
start.
there.
His
right?
first start for West
Yeah, it
Ham,
was his first start for West
Like
Ham, man.
first start, dude. Don't you want to impress?
Yeah,
Best behavior.
I
I
won't
think
lie.
his best performances are still to come after the suspension.
Jesus,
man.
On that
Massive.
suspension thing, have you guys noticed a lot more red cards in the first 2 weeks?
Is it?
Yeah,
It's been a habit.
There's
Well,
been
I
a
think
lot
there's-
of red cards.
Yes, there's been quite a
There's
bit.
2 that are undeserved.
Yeah.
Walker's one.
Walker's one was undeserved.
I
You'd
don't
say
think
that.
so.
The second
The second yellow
was
was
very
definitely-
questionable.
Yeah,
It
the
was
yeah, the
very
second.
questionable.
Yes, it
And
was.
then I think
But even
last week's
Schneiderlin
Chelsea
as
one.
well, guys. Schneiderlin's
That
red
was a
card.
quality tackle.
That was a
actually.
quality
yeah, oh yeah,
tackle,
we got
guys.
the ball, yeah.
It was a
Guys,
quality
definitely.
tackle.
He got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ball, and I was just like,
Yeah, I agree
no
with
ways.
that.
Like,
but apart from that,
I've got to play that.
yeah, Chicharito.
Chicharito.
That's what he's supposed to do.
He's gonna
It's
score
unfortunate that
Yo, he's gonna score goals.
I just
bro.
think it's nice that he's scoring again.
Yeah,
He's my
love
Manchester
Chicharito,
team.
eh?
So.
I have a soft spot for him because I met him during the World Cup here.
Yes, yes.
Before he signed for United.
So how short is he? I just wanted to know how short is
He's
he.
taller than me. I looked up to him. But
But you're
Well,
short, though.
yeah, I'm
Bye.
pretty short.
A little
So
bit.
Gabbiadini, any thoughts about him?
great goal.
I think he's doing what he did
Last
at the
season.
end of last season, right? Yeah, it's not. I hope he's not a Michu one season
But
wonders.
Michu left before he.
But
Michu
Michu was a
played
one
for
season.
Napoli.
But
yeah,
Michu-
but- Napoli brought
but
him.
no. Before he went,
But
before he went to Napoli, he had one more season at Swansea, guys.
wasn't injured most of the season.
But I mean, yeah.
He was invisible.
And then what happened?
I don't remember
We
him
don't
at-
know.
And then what
No, he was
happened
at
in
Swansea,
Napoli? What
and then he
happened?
I know he had an injury after that.
Then what
After the
happened?
Napoli
Before he
season.
went to Napoli.
Yeah,
He
yeah, the
went,
season.
yeah. before
Then
he
what
went.
happened in Napoli as well?
I really don't
Exactly.
partake in Italian football. Like that.
Well, I'm
What
just
did-
saying.
I don't know. I don't want to lie.
Michu happened. That's what happened.
Where is he now?
Good question. I think he's in the 3rd division of Spain. I
What?
think. Yeah, serious. I think he's there. I checked him like a couple of weeks back.
What happens
Wow.
to strikers and like especially like Swansea strikers? Like flipping. Who's this?
Wilfred Bonny.
Wilfred Bonny is what? He's going back or?
Man
He might
City shouldn't have bought him or shouldn't have accepted
He
that
shouldn't have
Man
went
City.
to Man City.
Should
Yeah?
have stayed with the momentum at Swansea, man.
I don't know.
What momentum at Swansea though?
He was scoring.
He was scoring at
Ooh,
Swansea.
that's why City
Wilfred
bought him.
Oh no! I
Bonny.
thought you thought
No,
the club
no,
moment,
no.
like as in
Oh,
the
no,
going
no,
somewhere.
His personal momentum at Swansea, he was scoring
Yeah.
goals.
I mean, you understand his move to City and stuff, but
It's,
if
yeah.
I was him,
I
It's
don't
a-
understand it from a football context, but from a
There's
No,
many-
but
yeah,
it's-
from him personally, I sort of understand it. Like
footballing wise, like
you don't get like a big chance every single time, guys. You know, so
But is City that okay?
Yo,
But
it
City-
Apart from the
is.
fight- what the- okay.
Swansea City,
Fair.
Manchester
Yeah,
About
but I was about to
money.
say like City's is not a United, it's not a Barcelona, it's not
not.
It
the
doesn't have the
damn.
history.
If I don't make this move, I'll.
But
You know,
guess
It doesn't
Yeah,
have the history,
that's
but
what
it
I'm
is
saying.
a brilliant springboard.
But guess what it is? It's Premier League titles. It's Champions League
Yes.
football. So
guaranteed
like
Champions League.
guaranteed
And
Champions
there's a
League.
lot of money in that paycheck.
Yo, can
Lots
you
of zeros.
imagine?
Fair enough. Moving on, Liverpool at Anfield to Crystal Palace.
Yo, you guys, the way you guys are relying on Sadio Mane. If that
Is that what you
guy,
got from the game?
that's all I got from
Really?
it. Like when I watched that game, I just thought, if this guy gets injured, man,
What
Yo.
I thought was we definitely need another creative midfielder.
that's for sure.
That's
That's why Coutinho made nice with coach now.
No, he didn't make
Yeah,
nice.
well, I think that was
Apparently,
the
he
saving
didn't even
face.
want to be at the game, guys.
Yeah, he was saving face. But no, the
Yeah.
reports
Yeah, he
that
didn't
came
go
out now that he's got showdown talks with
With
club
Klopp,
and
Yeah,
Klopp
they're clearing
and
the air.
Why aren't you guys letting him go, guys? 138 million. I mean,
that's the next
come
bit
on,
that's
guys.
coming. Well,
Yeah.
remember this is before.
But even the 118 still,
know what
like,
I
Well,
would do-
Liverpool did say that they might as well save their breath because they won't even sell him for 150. So
yeah,
sure.
if I was FSG, I'm not.
Yeah.
I would sell him the last day of I would get what we need, and jack up that price the last day of the season.
But
But
when
that's the problem is, who do we need?
Get what we need.
Who's going to replace him?
Oh,
I
good
don't know.
question,
Like,
yeah.
well,
Who is going to fill Coutinho's shoes enough to keep us with that momentum?
guys, I
question.
think sometimes as Liverpool fans we don't really know. Like, let's look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like, who was our most important player last season? Like, who did we miss a lot?
Oh,
I can name you two players that I think that aren't continue.
I think
Yeah,
yes.
Sadio
I think
Mane.
Adam
and Sadio
Lallana. Yes,
Mane.
I was about to say Adam
Honestly
Lallana.
speaking, like,
Yes.
not to say Coutinho is a great player,
Great.
but if you're gonna pass up 138 million pounds for someone you bought for 8 million
But I think 4
4 or 5 years ago, I
I
don't
won't
know.
lie,
I don't think that's good business, and I don't think it moves the
Okay,
club forward.
in the word of business, yes.
I don't
but
even
in
think
the
it-
world of football, no.
But remember, this is a guy who said he wanted to leave. Like, how do you?
But do you not believe the whole thing of him being pressurized by Barcelona,
Guys,
which I strongly believe, because Barcelona
Players
are
will say
way
whatever
out of
they
line.
have
They're
to
not
say.
playing fair.
I don't think this is all Barcelona's fault.
But I won't lie.
As
If
This is not all Barcelona.
No,
it
it's not.
cannot
Remember,
possibly
he's
be all.
South American, and
And he
Real
wants to
Madrid,
go there.
Barcelona for South American players are. That's it. That's your dream.
And that's my point. He wants to go there.
But
he
to
can't come
me-
back and say, oh, look, I really didn't want to go there. They told me I should. You can't come back and
There's-
say
There's
that.
no player that gets an offer from Barcelona and not he doesn't go and says afterwards, no, I didn't want to go.
Exactly.
There's
That's
no
my
way-
whole
it's
point.
Barcelona.
So everybody in the dressing room knows that you don't want to be here.
Guys,
Yeah.
we leave
You
you on
wanna-
one point though. If somebody that I blame Liverpool. I think Liverpool's transfer window and all stuff was so poor that if you guys had got
Exactly.
everything right,
Exactly.
selling Coutinho
Would
now
have been an
wouldn't have
option.
been like
a problem.
Exactly.
A
My point
problem.
They've
exactly.
So-
accepted the first bid.
So the way that the transfer dealings with the whole Van Dijk, how it
Exactly.
went, and Naby Keita, how it went, and then now it's all over.
'Cause now-
where like Liverpool look like they
And now
desperate.
you,
Oh, we
and
can't
another
let him
thing,
go.
I really think now you're keeping Coutinho because Coutinho now becomes the main attraction for other players to go to Liverpool.
Yes.
Because now you're gonna tell the Van Dijks, look, we've got Coutinho.
We got Coutinho.
right? Barcelona wanted to pay 138 million pounds
But are
for
you
this
also
guy.
forgetting that Klopp's built his entire side around Coutinho?
I don't think that's true.
Did he build his side?
I
around Coutinho?
honestly
think
don't
yes.
think that's
You
true.
reckon?
I think
I think
yes.
I think
I
Klopp
think
wouldn't mind letting Coutinho go. Should he have had the players that he wanted?
Yes.
I honestly think Klopp
Yes.
would have sold Coutinho.
Yes, I think
Like
if you
for-
guys are
and looking at how Klopp's teams play, like Dortmund as a reference, like they don't play with a creative player. They play with pace and power. And someone like Keita is the type of player that Klopp would have
Yes,
wanted.
Klopp
Like
would have wanted.
that's his quintessential midfielder, right? Had we gotten another player like to replace Mane, like we got Salah, and maybe get another like maybe an Inaki Williams type, or a Surrey type, like
Yeah.
that would have like made that quintessential Klopp team.
Yes.
Coutinho's a
Pace.
luxury. I'm not saying I don't want him. He's a luxury. He's a great player to have on the pitch. But is he Klopp? Is he like Klopp? Doesn't really have that mercurial type player in
I
his
think
teams.
it made a big role, or played a big role.
What played a big role?
His shaping of the team.
Shaping of the team.
I
of
think it
Coutinho.
did. I
Yes.
mean, it's like if someone throws you Lionel Messi. That's someone is going. You're gonna build your team around the best player,
Of course.
at that particular time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I think it does play a big.
Now I'm saying if we lose him,
It's a disaster. Now it's,
Yeah.
it's
now
going back
that's
right
that's
now.
what
where
I'm
we-
saying. We
where
need to hold on to
But
him.
in my-
Now
but-
before
it's
the-
too late.
Yes,
But in my mind, I'm
definitely.
thinking. But I'm
But now,
Late.
but how do you now make that transition? Look, he's a footballer. He'll play football.
yes.
Right. But now, what are you telling the players around him? Right? Is it okay? He's only here for another year, so guys, just bear with him. Or are you saying, okay, he's back, he's focused. This is our team. Let's.
I
move
think
forward.
if Coutinho was clever, he'd be mature
Which
enough
we-
to say, okay, fine, Barcelona came, they wanted me. My team didn't want to sell me. So let me prove to Barcelona why they need to come back next year.
But that's the whole point.
Sure.
Barcelona are gonna come back next year. So like,
Yeah, but
What-
prove
what-
it. Because if he doesn't perform, they're not going to come back. Let's be honest.
but now it's not just about him. It's about the players around him. So what does he tell the players around him? Remember, this is a team sport. It's not just Coutinho.
No,
on the
of
field.
course.
Yeah, it's a team sport, but at the end of the day, even if let's say you're Wijnaldum and you're Sturridge and you're Dominic
Solanke.
Solanke and all that stuff.
Salah and all them.
If Coutinho comes back and says, "Yo, guys, I've cleared up my attitude and I'll play again," we all want to win,
Yeah,
right?
everybody wants
to
play
So
quality
we'll
players,
all accept
definitely.
him with open arms, right? Because of
Is
the quality
January
that
too
he
soon?
is. Yeah?
Is January too soon?
For him to leave,
Yeah.
I think he's leaving before September, man.
You
What,
think he's
like in the coming
As in-
week?
I
Next
think
week.
he's come. I think he's
I-
going,
I-
man.
look?
I think he's
If
going.
a miracle happens and Liverpool sign 3-4 players,
That's not happening.
I think he's going. Exactly, and because that's not happening, Coutinho can't leave.
I'm telling you, he's gonna go. I think
I-
he's. You guys are gonna reach an agreement
And
with
it's that
Barcelona.
thing we were talking
and he's
about
going.
last week about these are the moments that are going to define Klopp's management.
Yes.
Yes.
If Coutinho leaves last day of the transfer window, Liverpool haven't gotten anyone through the door,
No.
and
You're
Liverpool
gonna make panic
finished
buys.
sixth. It's not even panic buys, and Liverpool finished sixth at the end of the season. We don't win a trophy. That's people start saying, I don't know.
So
I don't know
let me
about
ask you a
this.
question.
I don't know,
Siobhan,
but like-
Siobhan, let me ask you one question. Actually, if Jurgen Klopp gets knocked out of Champions League, finishes fifth in the league, no cups, do you sack him?
No.
I've never, ever, ever,
Yeah.
and I'm not just saying that because of the question you're saying.
Yeah.
But in anything, with the Proteas, with the Springboks,
Yeah.
any side,
Yeah.
I've never ever been the person to say, let's immediately sack the coach because
Yeah.
the coach is the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if he finishes seventh,
Look, like I'm gonna give you the
I'm
same
trying
answer.
to get the threshold.
I'm gonna
What's
give-
the threshold? I'm trying to get the
I'm gonna
threshold.
give you the same answer that I gave you last week when we were speaking about.
Yeah.
Klopp doesn't get sacked this season, regardless of what Liverpool.
What
does,
happens?
right?
Okay.
But I'm saying his decisions this season are going to. It's basically a magnifying glass on on the coach. Like now we're gonna start looking deeper. Like, actually, this guy, man, like he doesn't really sign players, hey? like,
No,
like
but he
no. Pardon?
He builds players that he has.
Yes, true.
That's the difference.
I know, but I'm saying fans, supporters are gonna start saying, this guy doesn't really do this, right? And we're gonna start looking at. We know this about Klopp.
questioning him.
Yeah, we know this about Klopp. But now we're gonna start looking deeper. Like, he's stubborn,
Yeah.
right? He's fixed on his ways. Klopp doesn't change his approach to football.
No.
He plays the same way. Let's talk about the game, Crystal Palace. He doesn't change his mind. He's like, we're gonna play attacking.
That was Pep Guardiola's fall last season.
Exactly.
And
But
that's my biggest fear.
but
That
what
it's
did
gonna
Pep
be
do?
Liverpool's fall
But what did
this
Pep
season.
do?
Pep reinforced.
Exactly.
Bro. Reinforced.
Pep
But-
used his first season as research. Like, okay, this is how this league. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I might need some new faces. I might need a new system. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy another goalkeeper. It's
And
fine.
get rid of a lot of dead wood.
Exactly.
But it's
a
easy
lot
when
of
you
it.
don't have pockets.
I know, but
When you have buckets of money as
but
opposed to
what
pockets
but
of money.
but Siobhan,
Like,
what
it's
was
easy.
what
Whoa.
what were the
That's actually
reports
true.
at the beginning of the season with regards to Klopp and his budget? Everybody there was talks about he has money,
Yes.
right? The
But
figure
have you
quoted
seen
was
the money?
I'm not the Liverpool journal. I don't work in the club, but the reports were from
No, I get you, and I heard
From
those reports,
reputable
and we were
sources.
so excited because suddenly he can throw money at
exactly. And then what happened?
players. Nothing.
Denial everywhere.
We spent what 2-3 months chasing one player, or 2 months
Chasing
one
two.
player.
chasing Salah. Well, the one.
Nah,
who's gone.
Salah
Chasing
came.
Salah.
Salah came.
Well,
and
we
then
chased.
But he
Van
didn't come
Dijk
quick,
for a
though.
minute.
We're still chasing Van Dijk.
You guys
Are we?
Are we?
Are
So Van
we?
Dijk is
Still
dead.
chasing Van Dijk.
So Van Dijk is dead.
I think if Van Dijk moves, he's going to Chelsea because Chelsea know how to seal deals, guys. Liverpool don't know how to seal deals.
Except for
Because
the
they don't
Lukaku
have
deal.
Steven Gerrard.
Except for the
Well, not even-
Lukaku
it's not
deal.
even-
Yes, the Lukaku deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even Steven Gerrard. Like, I don't know if it's management. I don't know if it's structural. Liverpool can't seal deals. Van Dijk is the biggest example of that. We fucked that up so badly.
No, but the
Like-
thing
No,
is,
but it's
you
also
guys,
Southampton are paying.
No, it's our fault.
No, exactly
You
like
guys
how
tapped
we're
him
not
out.
yeah,
paying.
it's our fault.
yes, you guys tapped him up.
Like
apparently.
the biggest problem was the fact that we leaked to the press that he wanted to come to Liverpool. I think that was Southampton's biggest issue with that.
but the
Yeah.
fact
Like
that
everybody
Liverpool,
taps up players.
But
That's,
he's
come
been
on, man.
saying it. Come on.
Yes, but
He's
the
also
fact that
been
it
posting photos of him with
yes,
kids
but
in
the fact that
Liverpool
it
shirts.
came from us was a problem.
For
If
Southampton.
exactly, like a player wants to come to you, negotiate the fee, get it through the line, then report it.
I
Don't.
think Southampton are just being selfish because we posted
No,
on
I
players.
think what they did was. I think what they're doing is what we did.
Yeah.
We'd be hypocritical because like that's what we.
No, but I've
With
been
Suarez,
saying that
nah?
the
with,
whole
no,
time.
with
Continue.
Oh, yes,
we're doing the same
Southampton's
thing.
saying, he's not for sale. Oh, it's fine. You'll change your mind. Don't worry.
Oh,
Barcelona's
boy.
And then-
saying, it's
And
fine,
what
you'll
did
change
but
your mind.
but
don't
no,
worry.
that's not the. What did Barcelona do recently? His family and friends want to
Yes.
move. There's friction between his family. And friends. That's exactly what we did, right?
That's
You get what I'm saying? Tapping up players is not an issue.
Yeah.
But to get
It's
to
the way you approach it.
exactly, and to get to the point, it's
It's fair play. That's what
it's
it boils down
exactly.
to.
But I
Fair
feel like
play.
for Liverpool to have dropped the whole deal, did Southampton have like some kind of inside information on
Southampton
Liverpool?
took them- they
Because you guys
reported.
dropped it completely.
Because
then
we were
picked it up
reported to
again.
the
Yeah,
Premier
but
League.
another
Yeah.
thing though, us dropping it, like even the idea of us dropping it, like look, you make nice with the club,
Yeah.
right, and you just sign the player. Like I don't think that was an issue. If we threw
No,
75,
because we faced fines.
Yeah, why,
Yeah, I
why,
know,
why did,
but
why
I'm
did
saying-
Liverpool drop it? That's what
Because
I'm
we
asking.
faced fines.
I don't,
you guys
I,
faced
yeah, and I
fines.
think
Yes.
Liverpool thought
Okay.
it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
And I think someone asked Klopp, look,
No, and also remember a few weeks before that we had been found guilty of signing an underage
yeah,
player
and
or
the whole
approaching an underage
exactly.
Oh,
illegally
snap.
approaching an underage player.
Oh,
so
snap.
we had been found guilty of that and we're serving a suspension because of that.
But I still think. So let me ask you this then: Do you think all of that is worth losing a player that we desperately need? Do you think we say, okay, let's just drop this whole Van Dijk thing, or do you think it's
very
just a
hard
matter
because
of?
if I say yes, then Van Dijk's not important. But if I say no, then Barcelona must still pursue Coutinho.
Barcelona, of course they
But
need
you don't
to. Have you
need
seen
to.
Barcelona.
Barcelona not wasting time.
Barcelona playing De La Fuego
on the right.
on the right. And Sergio Roberto is a starter. Like,
yes, he did.
of course they need to continue to pursue
Also, Neymar's
continue.
missing his friends. He's been posting photos of him and his
I
Barcelona
saw that.
team.
Yeah, you know
Like
what I
he's
mean?
missing them. Like he wants to come home almost.
Because that shit is easy,
Because the
bro.
League One is easy.
Bro, I'd post shit too. Like, it's come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just my whole point on this is that Klopp really needs to be, like, he needs to be vigilant and he needs to be, like, wise in what he's doing right now. And I'm saying Klopp because he's the one who came out and said he's responsible for signings. No one else is making decisions for him.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He put his head on the chopping block. So now if God forbid we don't sign anybody, and it looks like that's what the fuck is gonna happen. If this is how his season starts,
Yeah.
and he doesn't achieve the heights that are expected of him, he's
Yeah.
going to be in trouble. Not
Questions
next
are
season.
going to be asked.
Yes, not next season. I mean, like,
No, he'll
FSG love
he'll
him.
be our coach.
He's
next
not
season.
spending money. He's the Wenger of Merseyside. You know what I mean, he's not like FSG loves him. They're not gonna
Yeah.
sack him.
Yeah.
But I mean, geez, if he finishes outside of the top 4, outside of the Champions League, doesn't win a cup.
Big
Like, you
question
start
mark.
looking at him, you're like, yeah, is he really that good though? What does he do? Okay, he won Bundesliga twice, but what else really?
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
If he carries on making top 4 and making it to finals and losing, I think he'll be fine for 20 years.
I don't know about 20
Well, one
years.
manager's fine
Is
for
that
20
true?
years. That's what I'm saying.
For another 20
No, I'm
years,
just
I
saying,
think.
like, hey, man, someone did that for 20 years, man.
Can be done again.
It can be done again, dude.
Okay, so next game.
Yeah, next game. So yeah, about the game, any highlights?
For
Liverpool, Crystal Palace.
I'm Sadio
Loftus
Mane
Cheek
for
looks
me.
good.
That's it.
Am I the
Andy
only one who saw
Robertson.
that? Andrew Robertson was dope at left back.
Yeah,
Loftus Cheek,
I enjoyed
amazing?
watching him play.
Nothing?
I am a big fan of Loftus Cheek. I'm not saying that
yeah,
biasly.
Yeah, of course.
Even
Yeah.
his substitute appearances last season were
Yeah, well,
top
quite good.
quality. Top
Chelsea,
quality.
are they,
I still need to
is there
see
any-
more of him, man.
Does he go back to Chelsea? At some
Wait,
point?
isn't it permanent transfer to
No,
It's
no, it's
permanent.
alone.
No,
It's
it's
alone.
alone.
It's
no, it's
alone.
alone.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, what, then go back to Chelsea and start?
No, not start.
Okay, go back to
Who
Chelsea.
goes back to
and
Chelsea and
He'll
start?
probably he'll probably go back to Chelsea for preseason and then
They'll pull like a Nathan Ake deal. Type of thing.
Come back and then sell him.
Shit. Benteke, anybody want to miss the...
Yo, Mr. Sitter,
Yo.
guys.
Yo.
Like, if we talk
Whoa!
Benteke scores, we're talking...
Oh,
This is a different...
you know what I
Yeah.
think
He
He
happened?
plays against Liverpool as well.
I
like-
kid you.
yeah, that's his
Nets.
team.
I kid you not. When the cross came in, he probably thought of celebrating
Yeah.
before he
Yeah,
thought of
before
putting
he-
it in first. Jeez, yes, see, that was a miss.
Move on, I guess. Leicester at home to Brighton, 2-0.
Riyad Mahrez.
Riyad Mahrez.
Ayo, Riyad Mahrez, guys.
Put in a
Good.
shirt.
Yo, he put in a shit. Like, at least for me, one thing I like about Riyad Mahrez is that he's sort of kind of showing like it wasn't a one-season wonder. There's
Yeah,
quality
yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's the nice thing that I like. There's quality there. Got an
Also, what I
assist.
like is despite the interest from Roma, he's still performing.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
still
Yeah,
But do you not
still
think he's
committed.
performing because he wants to?
Of course he wants to.
No,
was crap.
course he wants to
in
leave.
Arsenal.
Huh?
He was crap, so it can't be because of Roma.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he
He can still put a shift in.
I'm saying at least he's still being a soldier about it. Still attending training, still playing. Still, he's not causing,
100% committed
he's
to
not-
the current club.
he's not handing in transfer requests or
He doesn't have a
pretending
back
he's sick.
injury.
But another question, like, this is... I was listening
Or still in
to...
Brazil, if you want to hit those notes.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Like, I was listening to the Anfield rap, and they were talking about why is it that no one's going for Mahrez? It's just Roma. What's...
Yeah, it is just Roma.
Is-
I don't know.
Does that make sense, or is it just too much to look into? Like,
I don't know. You sort of I sort of question like, okay, Riyad Mahrez, you good. There's he's a good player. There's a little bit of quality, but I think there's a line that he just doesn't cross.
I think people
To
are
top
wondering if
teams,
it's worth it.
to
but
top
I mean,
teams.
not even
he doesn't
not,
cross
guys,
that line.
Come on, like not even an
Not even a what?
Everton, a
Oh, but-
Lazio.
Oh, you talking like that? Okay,
like
but,
no,
but that's what I'm
just,
saying.
It's literally just Roma.
Yeah,
I
it's
think people
literally
are
just
worried, like, is it really worth it to go through all of that hassle to try and get Leicester to let him go?
And yet there's another thing.
And then it's just Mahrez.
You mentioned teams like Lazio and Everton and stuff. Are they willing to pay the Mahrez wages?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when
What
wherever
wages
he
is
goes,
Mahrez on?
I don't know, but wherever he goes, it's going more than that. That's for
What
sure.
wage?
You've got
Whatever
the
he's
enticing
on
wage.
now,
He's gonna-
whatever
he's
Vardy's
gonna
on
be-
100k.
Yes,
Yeah,
if-
And he's the
think-
highest.
I think he's equal to Vardy.
100k? You
Yeah,
can't
they
pay
both-
100k.
no. Hold on. One dealer. You know when players move, like Neymar did When you move, the wages get more. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
stay
it's not-
100K.
Yeah,
It goes
it's gonna
to
be what,
150.
150. Roma can't pay 150K for
No,
Morris.
Roma can.
Roma can.
But
They
you
can
said Everton and Lazio. They can't do that.
What are Everton? Aren't they paying half of Wayne Rooney's wages?
What? I don't know how much they're paying for.
Wayne
Rooney's
Rooney's on
wages.
100 to 200K.
I don't know. I don't know what they're paying for
I'm
Wayne
also sure
Rooney.
that Wayne
But for
Rooney
me,
loves
it's.
Everton so much he'll pay for free.
I don't think they want to up
Rooney.
that wage bill. That's for sure. I don't think they want to up that wage bill with Riyad Mahrez. That's what I think.
So do you think it's just a wage thing? That
I think. I mean, if you're talking about teams like Lazio and Everton, that
Okay,
level,
so-
I think it's that. But if you're talking in terms of top class teams,
Tottenham?
I don't think he crosses that line.
Tottenham
They're
doesn't,
not.
I don't
They're not
think-
willing to pay.
Yo, dog, would you
doesn't
They'd
contribute.
rather
But
invest
they-
in their own players.
or
Yeah,
rather
dude.
invest in Barkley.
rather invest in Barkley? Yeah, he meets
Mahrez,
he meets,
Barkley.
He meets the English requirements, so it's already one tick off. He meets the English
What else does
requirements.
he
He plays in more positions than Riyad Mahrez.
Morris can pay in a 10. He can pay out
Yeah, but he
wide.
can't play in a 6.
Does
It's-
Barkley
Barkley
actually
Barkley can,
Barkley
if
can.
need be. Though, if need be,
You know what
Barkley
this
Come
reminds-
can.
up, you can.
This reminds me of the whole English. Oh, Wilshere is going to be a holding midfielder. Come on,
Leave
guys.
Wilshere
Does
alone,
Barkley
guys.
pay the 6? Really?
No, he can.
No, he
Not-
can't.
He can.
But
Oh, what? Remember,
if he's forced to, you could.
if he's
I think he's
forced
a-
to,
if he's
yes,
He's a
he
physical
can.
player. He's more physical than Mahrez.
Now the
which
truth
But then
comes
that
out.
being said,
If he's forced to.
Yeah, but
Yes.
that's what I meant.
If
though.
you're a manager, are you playing Barkley in a 6?
That's what I meant. That's what I meant is that he can play the 6 if need
okay.
be.
yeah,
Though.
but
That's
Didier Drogba can also play goalkeeper if need be.
Ah, but no,
Like, that's a bit
like-
You know what I mean, Siobhan.
Yeah,
Harry
Yes.
Maguire, let's move on. Harry Maguire at the back is.
quality signing for Leicester, I think.
Yes.
Harry
Is
Maguire.
it? Harry
Yeah.
Maguire.
I thought he would have gone
He's
to a,
son, and he
a bigger
scored, which is
team.
even better.
He scored as
scored a
well.
Good header. But
Yeah.
I
How
would've-
old is
Solid.
Maguire?
I'm not sure. It's probably
I
mid
hope.
20s.
I hope he's in his mid to early
Because
20s.
if he's in
mid-20s.
his mid to early 20s, then I think he's gonna get that big move eventually.
You reckon?
I think so.
I thought he would have gotten it now, man.
Harry Maguire. You think he was that good?
I think he was. I think he was good at. I look at Andrew Robertson. Like, you know, he's that gamble player, like, who did good for a lower class team.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it was worth. I thought maybe a United would have been like, why not?
Maybe next season.
Nah, I don't think so.
Michael Keane or Harry Maguire?
Good question.
Cool.
I would have gone for Michael Keane.
Michael
Michael
Keane.
Keane,
Michael
yeah.
Keane. Okay, all right.
Harry Maguire for
Aye.
me is just not. He's not mobile enough.
Enough. And Michael Keane is.
I think better than.
Better than
Harry
Harry
Maguire.
Maguire.
Yeah, I personally, I would have.
Although that being said, Maguire had a great game
He did.
He did,
this
yeah.
weekend.
He did fair.
But like we also said, it's only the second week. You can't really discover patterns as yet. So a great game today doesn't mean a great game next week.
I mean,
Brighton, anything?
Brighton.
They're going down for me.
They're going down for me.
Chris Hughton, he's going to be
Didn't you-
sacked by November.
Wait, didn't you rate Chris Hughton's side?
No, I did. Shit, but it looks bleak, eh?
Brighton is going to stay up.
No,
no,
he
no,
said
I said,
Brighton
how does
was going to put in a shift.
Yeah, I
He said
didn't say
Brighton
they're
was
gonna stay up though.
he
Did
said
I
they
say
would've
I'll
put in
have
a
to
I
listen
think
back?
he
Guys.
said that they might just be
Yeah, they might just be safe.
Yeah, might
You
just.
actually wait. Didn't he say Watford and Sunderland? I
I
think.
said Watford. No,
I
Sunderland.
remember
And
you
Watford
saying
and Sunderland.
Watford.
No,
No, I
Sunderland.
didn't
No,
say
no,
Watford.
not
No,
Sunderland.
I didn't say
You said
Watford.
Watford.
You guys
You
said
said
Watford.
Watford.
I didn't say
Yes.
Watford.
You
I
said
said
Stoke and what? Oh, Stoke.
I think Stoke, Swansea, and
Swansea.
one of the team that came.
Did you not write it down?
Did I say Brighton? I'll check it.
I
I'll
think
have
you
to
wrote
listen.
it down somewhere.
I'll have to check.
Because you've got to anyway get those notes for Jude's names.
Yeah, Jude has
Okay,
to give
next
us his.
game.
So nothing about Brighton.
Chris Hughton's going to be sacked by November.
Who's the first to be sacked?
Guys,
Chris Hughton.
it's.
I might have to change my mind
would
and say
like-
Frank de Boer.
I would.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I might have
you
to.
said that this
I
was
know
your
that, but
coach.
that's what I'm saying. I might have to check. Like, what the fuck?
I don't. Look.
Remember
Look.
the second
I don't.
week, guys.
Frank de Boer,
Guys,
what the
wait,
hell,
wait,
bro?
Wait, I don't think there will be a sacking first.
Don't
but
play,
I think
don't
somebody. I think someone.
Chief, this is the
I think.
Premier
Wait.
League.
I think somebody is gonna walk away from the club,
Who,
and it
Tony
happens to
Pulis?
be Rafa Benitez will walk away.
Yeah, he
Because
He's
might.
gonna walk
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah,
He's gonna
Frank
walk.
Actually doesn't.
He's gonna walk,
I
bro.
think he'll get frustrated.
Yeah, he's
if we're
gonna get
talking
frustrated
sackings,
and-
I have my money on.
Yeah, in terms of
Frank
sacking,
de Boer.
Frank de Boer, yeah.
didn't you rate?
I did. That's what I'm saying. I'm changing. I might have to. It looks bad,
No,
bro.
but I have to
Yeah,
agree with
yeah.
you, like why you rated him.
Wait a
Yeah,
second. wait,
because
wait, wait.
things looked so bright
No,
for
but
them.
I'm thinking
but-
you buying
I think it was-
players,
it was
like
hyped.
you've got
It
support.
was overhyped.
Now it's
and
like,
he's young and
Wait.
like he's got great ideas
And
that
then-
he signed for football.
you know
is
who
great.
else had great ideas? AVB.
AVP.
AVB had great ideas, bro. Like benching Terry.
And all that stuff. Benching Lampard. And I was like,
Great ideas. You know how long he lasted?
6 months, I think. He lasted 6 months, I think. Yeah.
Jeez, Frank de Boer might be my
But
pick.
Siobhan,
man.
isn't Wanley supposed to get us drinks? At the rate these predictions are getting
Yeah,
off, dog. Yo.
I'm still sticking with my
Yo.
Huddersfield prediction.
Yo.
bro.
No,
If Huddersfield,
But your Chris Newton and your Rafa Benitez Newcastle and your Crystal Palace.
I'm gonna use a line you all use. It's way too soon.
Let's wait.
Okay.
Let's wait for it.
Next game.
Burnley at home to West Brom. Tony Pulis is
Yeah,
1-0.
20+1. Yes, of course. I just think it was just business, and then they were in and
Yeah, I
out.
also
Like,
watched
that's about
the
it.
highlights of this game.
Go
I didn't see
in.
much,
Game.
but a red card and a goal from.
Yeah.
Hal Robson
yeah.
Kanu.
Yeah,
Hal
Rahul
Robson
Robson Kanu. You got a red card as well.
Was that justified? Wait, let me think about it. What did he do? Was it an elbow? Was that also an elbow? The red card.
I can't remember. I'm not too
I'll be
sure.
honest, I
eh?
didn't watch this game. So
Yeah, I
can't
can't
tell you.
remember. Burnley, they'll be all right. No, at Burnley. That's what I said is going.
It said Burnley's
Yeah, I
Are
going.
you sure?
I think Burnley.
No,
I'll
'cause
flip
I
and go
don't-
back.
I think you had one of the promotional teams.
Hey,
in
why-
your-
yes,
Yeah,
you
one,
did.
but I remember
It's
had
probably Brighton.
it has
Was
to
it
be Brighton,
Brighton,
bro.
though?
I'd be surprised if it's not Brighton. Who was it? Because I
Was
definitely
it?
didn't say
Was-
Newcastle.
Oh,
We all
was
had a
it?
consensus like Newcastle is not going, right?
Yeah, I
That's
said
what we
Newcastle
said.
will be just safe.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it here. No, I
Newcastle
don't.
are
I think I said Huddersfield
Newcastle
would
are
definitely
going.
go
eh?
down.
Newcastle are going.
Yeah, I said Huddersfield.
That's what I think.
State that now.
I forgot where I put this, but it has to be Brighton. I'll go listen back. But yeah, any thoughts on West Brom, Burnley? Gareth Barry?
Yo, hey, he actually put in a
Looked
shift.
decent.
I think I actually
decent.
had him in my team of the week. He does what Gareth Barry does.
He looks, yeah, it looks
Most experienced player in the Premier League.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
better than Fletcher.
better than Fletcher. But yes,
Yes.
better
So
than
you
Fletcher.
agree with me on what I said last week?
Yes, yes, I do.
Because I said like what we were talking about. I said Fletcher. Pulis letting Fletcher go was him not needing him,
Yes,
not because Stoke came in with a good bid or anything. I don't think he needed Fletcher.
that's crazy. And Gareth Barry is like what, 4 years older than
Fletcher's,
Fletcher, guys.
bruh, Fergie sold us a lot of dreams. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest, with a lot of
Fergie
players.
sold us a lot
With
of
a
dreams,
lot
bruh.
of players.
And Fletcher is one of them.
John O'Shea is another
John
one.
O'Shea is one of them.
West Brown.
Wes Brown is another one.
Brown.
dog. Wes Brown
Yeah, he
is
sold us
another
dreams,
one,
bruh.
dog.
So like the whole Fletcher good midfield experience, like that whole shit is not like that's not a thing.
Jesus, I forgot about West Brom.
You forgot about Wes Brown, eh?
Okay,
never forget
Burnley,
about West
Vokes
Brom.
didn't do anything.
No,
Gray's gone. No, Gray went to Watford.
Yeah,
He's
Gray's
in the
at
next
Watford.
game. Yeah, Bournemouth at home to Watford.
Bournemouth at home.
Is that the, this,
yeah.
this is the right one.
I liked Etienne Capoe's goal, yo.
Is it?
Etienne
Yeah,
Capoue,
it's in
bro.
Capoue.
I
no?
still think one of the most underrated midfielders in
You
the
reckon?
league,
In the
bro.
Premier League, yeah.
Etienne Capoue.
I
I
think
don't
he
understand why.
I think
I can
he needs-
understand actually why.
He needs
Tottenham
more
let him go.
consistency in his game for me, man.
I think he needs to figure out his game.
Ye-
I don't think.
Is he
'cause
not
what
a
is he?
CDM? Is
No,
he not?
I-
What is he? Is he a
not for
CM or
Watford.
CDM?
I think for Tottenham,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
maybe
they
for
bought him
yeah,
as a
but for
defensive midfielder, but not for Watford.
Is he a CM? I don't know.
There was
I
a
think he's like a Pogba type. You need someone at the back of him to be
exactly.
solid.
I can
Really?
see that,
Release
yeah.
him.
You
Yes.
see Etienne Capoue as a Pogba
Yeah,
type.
Yeah.
I think so too. I
But
think
you're
he's
not-
much more creative than a defensive
He's
midfielder.
then Pogba's like box to box.
Yeah,
guys.
I
so
think
Etienne
Capoue is
Capoue can be
box
box
to
to box. Okay. Oh, okay.
I think so.
I
You
never
don't
saw
see
it.
it?
I don't see it. Eh?
Why?
I think he's not as good. I think
I saw him
because
at
we're saying Pogba, you look quality wise. He's
No,
not.
no, no, no,
he's
no,
not
no.
Pogba quality.
No, no, no,
Same
We're
type
saying
of.
Yeah.
type of
No,
yeah,
no, no,
I think
I'm
he's
saying-
the same type
I'm
of
saying
player.
because
Okay, better example, Musa Dembele.
Musa
Ah.
Dembele.
Yes.
I think he's that.
He's a
Yeah.
Musa Dembele.
Yeah, I think he's that type of player.
So
How
he
do you
can
say it?
so he can grab the ball and run to the other side.
Yeah.
Yes,
But he can get back and
And score.
He can
and he
get
can
back
score
and-
goals.
Yeah.
And he can, he's proven that
with
he
the
can
right
score goals.
midfielder, with playing with him. Not a-
Look,
he's playing
anyone
with him
can
now.
score goals
Cleverly,
if you
he's
have the
playing with
right
him now.
midfield and the right people playing.
Tom
with you.
Cleverly, right?
Tom Cleverly, yeah.
Oh, not the,
Is that another dream Fergie sold us?
Yeah, that's
Fergie sold us a Tom Cleverly dream, dog.
Fergie's last season. Look at that starting lineup for his last
Yo,
season when he
it's-
won the league.
It's by 12
I can't
points,
believe-
by the way, guys. Eh? Won the league by 12 points in his last season, guys. Yeah, see, that is incredible.
Bournemouth,
Yo, Bournemouth,
I don't know, man. You don't score goals in the first two games.
You're not a single one, hey?
Nah.
Sheesh.
I think it'll come.
At home.
I think it'll come.
But
I
Watford.
think let's Bournemouth this weekend is their deciding weekend.
Guys-
If they can score goals and start getting it running, it'll pick
Guys,
up.
I got a question though. Like, we have a player, Arsenal has a player playing in under 23s that was loaned out to Bournemouth. Bournemouth are not loaning him out again. Why? Jack Wilshere? What happened there? Like,
Guys,
is it a quality thing? Is it injuries?
That is
what
the
happened?
dream the English media sold us.
No, Jack Wilshere.
Yeah, I know. No. Don't get me wrong. The
That-
media sold it, but I'm just saying, like, did Eddie Howe not like him? Because
He
we're
didn't
playing
do-
him in the under 23s,
I think the question is, what did he contribute to Bournemouth?
He probably sold more shirts than Bournemouth will ever sell. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Bournemouth don't need to sell shirts.
And they
this
don't.
season.
You're right. They don't. And it's
So I
facts.
think it's.
But
Look, Wilshere, I don't know. I never rated him. You know, we've had these
Yeah,
conversations.
I got it.
I haven't seen enough, or I haven't seen anything that really makes me think. Because he
What-
keeps
what-
making the England squad when he's fit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what is okay? What can someone explain to me? What
He doesn't even need to play to be in
he
the
doesn't have to
squad.
play to be in the
Yeah,
England.
that's it.
So
Is that not just because England are so desperate for players?
England believes their own hype
Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
a lot of the times.
But
They
I mean,
believe
how
their own
much
hype.
of a fact is the fact that there's so many foreigners in the English league? That's also like hurting England as well.
I still
Yeah.
think that's. I agree,
I think
but I
there's a
still
whole
think
lot
that's
of
too much
foreigners
of
in
an
that.
excuse.
It's not. No,
Like,
don't get me
because-
wrong.
But it's
Yep.
also what makes the Premier League the Premier League.
Yes,
If
that's
you
what
didn't
makes it,
have
yes.
that many.
And
wouldn't
another
have that
thing,
many, wouldn't make it.
these English players are playing with quality players. If
Yeah.
we're gonna
They are.
use the foreign thing as an
True.
excuse, let's also use it as a benefit for
But
them.
that, but
Yeah.
that's
Because
what
they
I'm.
play with quality
True, and
players.
it's a
Learning
week
from
in,
benefit.
week out,
But
yeah.
but now my thing is that, like, you could be English, you could be talented and all that stuff, but then they'd rather take a chance with a Santi Cazorla, or they'd rather take a chance
Yeah,
with
because this is a
Sergio
commercial
Aguero.
league, brother.
And it is. No, don't
Like,
get me wrong.
that's-
It's a professional league, but that's what I'm saying. Like, players like Marco Reus came
Yeah, they
from
don't get-
somewhere.
yeah, they don't
the
get time
Özils
to
came from
develop,
somewhere.
definitely.
That wherever other teams were, the Dortmunds, the Bayerns,
But
the
I still think though that cannot be an England thing. That is a club thing. Look at Chelsea. How many players have Chelsea had? Like English. Like where's
They've
Josh
had a-
McEachran?
no, they have had.
Brentford.
I
I can
mean,
answer that.
exactly.
I can answer that.
You know what I'm
Where's
saying?
Josh
Like,
McEachran?
These are quality young
True.
English talent. Like,
True, but now what I'm saying is that, like, clubs in England don't give them that much of a chance versus
Yeah, and
It's
in
just because
Spain
they're
or
outshone, I think.
they got what?
I think a lot of English players are outshone.
yeah, and I
because
think a lot of
Is
English
it
English
just
players.
outshining though only?
No, look, I
mean,
get
guys,
what
like-
you're saying. A lot of
Oh.
look, a lot of foreign infiltration of managers and
Yes,
players,
definitely.
so.
Easily, yes.
But I'm saying that is supposed to develop the quality of English players.
No,
If
but
you're-
how does it develop
you're
the
not-
quality
look-
if a Spanish coach is buying Spanish players? I don't understand.
Granted, but you'd assume that if you're training with these players, you're getting better
But
somehow.
Yeah.
but now what I'm saying is that
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that's wrong. That analogy is absolutely
at
correct.
some point the English squad had Lampard, had Gerrard, had Rio
Scholes.
Ferdinand, had Scholes, had Michael
they were all
Owen,
playing
and
in
they
the league
started
with foreign
somewhere.
players.
But they started somewhere,
I know.
and they were given the chance
By English managers.
Yes.
You
So what I'm
get what I'm
saying is that,
saying?
like,
And
the whole
foreign
But at
infiltration
that
of
stage,
foreign-
remember, that stage, the Premier League
Yeah.
was not as international in terms
And it
of
wasn't
players
as
it
commercial
is
as
now.
well.
As
But now-
things started changing
Yeah.
once foreign money started coming in.
So-
Foreign managers, all of that started
So
changing.
if England wants to blame someone, they gotta blame themselves. The whole system there is
No,
is
not
messing
necessarily.
up with.
They has to blame the clubs.
I think
And that's why.
Only the
But
clubs.
wait,
For not
Only the
giving
clubs.
and
chances.
if the FA, and let's be fair, if the FA's whole English quota and integrating English players into the club thing worked, then we're having a different conversation,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
maybe the blame is the FA because they make the rules.
Yeah, they make.
So
the
they say
rules.
you're supposed to have a certain quota of English
For
players
sure.
playing. Maybe they should
Yes.
say, listen, we're supposed to have a certain quota of English players starting.
Starting.
Yes, yeah, they
Then
can say that.
That
Then
changes
it's
the
different,
entire
Yes.
situation
Because-
because now you're forced to have
Because
English talent.
clubs will do that. They'll buy Fabian Delph and he'll just set the whole
Yeah,
season.
and another thing about the whole, sorry to cut you off, but another thing about the English game and the English league is it's become so commercial that
It has.
it's hard for them to enforce those regulations. Spain would do it.
Yeah.
Germany
But I
would
also think
definitely do
the
it.
thing
France
is-
would do it. All these other European leagues will definitely do this. But it's just that the English clubs and the English league has become so big. Look at people that are coming up from the championship. The money that they're getting.
Yes, the money.
You get what I'm saying? The
No
first
doubt.
thing they're going to think about is we have to go foreign players. We have to get
Yeah, we have
players.
to get foreign players,
A certain
yes.
integration. We have to be
Yes.
an international club as opposed to just being local.
I think that's the big thing. And also, you can buy younger Spanish players
Cheaper.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Yes,
Then
you
can
can.
buy the
Yes.
same
English
age
player.
English players.
Yes, that's true.
Definitely.
That is true.
And that's your biggest thing. So now it's going to be interesting because of this under 20 World Cup that happened
Yeah.
this
No,
year,
yeah.
where England won,
Mm.
that is going to now leak into it.
Yeah.
And if you look back at Germany when they were when they started dominating football,
Yeah.
it started in the younger ranks.
But-
and I think that's important for
But
England
the problem,
now.
I think
Oh, but
another.
England-
but how many of those players are starting at their relevant clubs?
Ooh,
their
that's
respective
another
clubs.
thing, eh? And they're not
Not a lot.
starting at all.
Solanke team of like the player of the
Player of the tournament.
Tournament is not
He's not
gonna
getting
start.
a game. Well, Klopp likes him.
Yeah, but
he'll
he's-
play some games.
he's not
He's not
gonna-
starting no
He's
games.
not starting
No.
games.
He's not
And
starting
that's
league
what's
games. He's not
unfortunate.
just going to start Champions
That's
League
what-
games.
that's what's unfortunate.
That's not going to happen for him, and that's the mentality of the English game.
Yes.
Now, people like look at Spain's under 20, under
yes.
21,
And
under
look-
23 winning. These are
Exactly,
the
and look,
Martas,
and
the
look,
Silvers.
yes,
the-
and
You
look,
know
and look
what I'm saying?
what
These are
Germany
players that
did
are
with the Confederations Cup. No, no,
They
Guys,
took a
guys, there was
strong
no
team.
recognized names
No,
in that
it
team,
was
and they
the
won it.
babies
Exactly.
team.
Exactly.
And how many of those players are starting at their club?
They are starting.
lot.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
You know
Shout!
what I'm
They're
saying?
starting
It's
at shout.
experience. It boils down to experience.
But it's the whole
System.
bringing in foreign managers, bringing in foreign ownership, even at that.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the people,
Foreign
that
ownership.
foreign ownership plays a massive
massive,
role.
yes.
No,
a
they don't
massive
have that same loyalty to the English
England,
game
yeah.
or the English players. They just want to make returns. They
And-
want to win things. They, you know
It's
what I'm saying?
about the money. It's turned
Exactly.
into a business.
And the truth is, as fans, we want that.
Yeah, I want my club to win.
I,
man.
I want quality.
Yeah.
I want quality, man. Like,
I'm a
Yeah.
supporter.
I ain't gonna lie, I want quality too, dog.
I'm
Like,
not English.
Let's
Think about that. I'm not I don't care about England like
I
that.
don't
No.
care about
You know what I'm saying? So
Can we have a moment, non-Premier League, quickly, and just talk about Rivaldo Kutsia signing for Celtic?
Oh,
That was dope,
wow.
yeah.
What
I
a
think
dope
it's going
move,
to be
man.
Brendan
amazing.
Rodgers.
Yes.
Yeah, Brendan.
I think he's going to shape
Brendan.
him brilliantly.
He is.
I think
hope
that's,
he,
a,
I hope
that's
he
a
plays.
manager. I think.
I hope he plays. That's
Yeah,
all I want.
Like,
Yeah.
sorry to change the conversation, but that's another manager who I think he's now fighting to just take that step up.
Up, yeah.
Like it's that thing. The same thing we're talking about Frank
Yeah.
de Boer.
Yes.
The first podcast. Like,
Yes.
where do you go? Like, okay, you did the Inter thing, you
Yes.
failed.
You failed,
Right?
Yeah.
The next step.
What's the next step?
What's the next step?
Celtic.
Okay, Crystal Palace, right?
But did we not
Brendan
say
Rodgers.
that Frank de Boer would be better suited at an Everton, for instance?
Yeah, but
as opposed to a Crystal
I think,
Palace.
but we said before the Inter move.
But to be fair,
After
like,
the Inter move,
Fair
now
enough.
you
but,
fucked up.
But also to be fair, with the names they got at Crystal Palace, you gotta do better than that.
Way
man.
better.
Yo, guys,
Way
like
better.
with the names that are there at Crystal Palace, you gotta
Look,
do
I still-
better than that. Yo,
I think if given time, he
Oh,
can
here we
do
go.
something. But there's no time in the
here
English
we
league.
go. Obviously, yes.
You said he's going to be the first to be sacked. So.
Yeah, after these performances.
What a change! What a change!
Bruh,
In 2
like,
weeks,
'cause another reason I've watched both of those games.
and they were
Like they
terrible.
started like
There's
they started well
something
against
missing,
Liverpool, but
hey?
they were on the beach, man. Especially when the goal went in, it was like, look, they expected
okay.
us to lose 3-0. So
Anyway.
Yeah, so
It's
now
just one, let's-
it's fine. Like,
Wayne Hennessy, for God forbid he wasn't playing, 3-0, 4-0.
yes.
Yeah.
Right, but
He actually made
Yeah.
my
anyway, Stoke Arsenal. Nothing to say.
Look, man.
Alexis's goal, these movements.
Look,
I was impressed with his goal.
we definitely deserve to lose.
He says we because he's an Arsenal supporter.
Yeah, so we,
Yeah.
we deserve to lose, but the referee did make some couple of bad calls. But
What call is this? Apart from the, is this not the?
there was
Lacazette
another
thing?
penalty call towards the end of the
But
game on
referee also
Ramsey.
made bad calls in the Chelsea Spurs game, and
What?
you don't see.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Arsenal and Stoke game. Whichever
Was it that? I didn't look. I didn't see the game. I saw the highlights. Like,
Yes, the
Was
Bellerin one was, dude, he clattered the guy down, dude.
So emotional. about
No, but he clattered him down though, like, you
that. I
know.
agree. It was a bad. It was a bad
It
call.
was
I
a
did
really
see that game.
look that
Stoke. How did Stoke look?
Stoke, yo, I won't lie. You know, as I was watching that game,
Stoke played better than Arsenal.
that's for
Did
sure.
they?
Now,
Yes.
look, I don't think in terms of quality, no, but like Arsenal never looked like they were gonna score. I watched that game and
I
just
saw the
felt like-
highlights and it looked because it was because of Butland.
yeah,
Yeah,
but,
Butland had a-
3 good
yeah.
saves there.
but for me, it was I never felt confident that we're gonna score.
Who started? Who started in that Arsenal team?
What from the back? For
In the midfield. Was it Xhaka and
and
Mendy?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, not Mendy. And,
yeah, Shaka
Nani.
Shaka had a good game though, hey?
Did he?
Yeah.
yeah, Shaka did have a
His
decent
passes,
game.
he's made a lot
Surprising.
But Özil, oh my
think he's
word, yo,
Disappear again.
Mesut Özil, dog. Yo, and you know what? I have a dilemma, dude.
disappear
Yo,
again.
dude, Özil's like that girlfriend that you just like, but she's just sloppy, bruh. And every time when guys tell you, dude, look, she's late, she don't dress well, and you keep defending her and being like, no, but she's hot, she's beautiful. But geez,
I
man,
think
yo.
it's as simple as Özil is not suited for the for the English game.
I don't think
You're
only
not
that.
you're not gonna get
I honestly-
maximum output from
To be
Ozil
honest,
in
I don't
England.
think only that, dude. I think it's the players that he's playing around. I think if he had
True.
played at a team like, I don't know, maybe City or
if he's playing at City geez.
Chelsea, but he would do a whole lot better than that. But
even-
Ozil's the type of player that you gotta make
What,
sure
he
he
was
does.
playing wide left again.
He wasn't playing.
Where was he
Well,
playing?
yeah, he was playing wide left. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, but it's just behind the striker. They got the striker, and then they got the two just behind. He was on the left hand
What's
side.
Ozil's position though? Like where is he?
I think
supposed to be
he's
He's a
playing?
a
cam.
cam. Yeah,
He's a
he's a cam,
cam,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, but
But we're playing
Then why is he
3-4-3.
playing there?
He's playing 3-4-3, dude, and we have to put him somewhere on the pitch
Yeah.
because of
Do you
quality.
have to put him somewhere?
Ex-
on the pitch?
like, that's
Because of his
another
quality,
question.
yes.
Because you play
Yes.
3-4-3
Because
and he
of his-
doesn't fit into your side.
Exactly,
Then
that's
put
what
him
I'm
on
asking.
the bench.
Because of the quality that he
I don't
is.
think
You have
Ozil
to put
Ozil
him
fits
somewhere.
in a 3-4-3.
Yeah, he
I
does.
don't
He
think
does.
so. He
was just,
doesn't.
I was
Like,
just thinking now. You said if he were to play for Chelsea, I'm like, we play 3-4-3. I don't think he'll fit.
Oscar wouldn't fit in your 3-4-3.
That's why he left.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's like why
He's not
why
that
is
type of
Bender
player.
trying so hard to convert him into a wide left or whatever you guys
Guys,
are playing him
you
as?
You cannot change a player that far gone.
Remember the last few games, guys. We did well in that system. So, but then there
But
was
he
mention,
did- he
there
did.
was
The
talks. There
last
was
few
talks that he might change
The
the
last
system.
2 games, you scraped a win and you lost.
Wait,
So
I'm saying
what-
last season. I'm saying last season.
Oh, the
I'm
last
talking
two
about
games.
last season. I was not talking about this season. I was talking about last season. Won a few games, and then the system worked.
Where was
So,
he playing then?
He was playing. He was actually playing on the right. So it was the striker, and then it was Sanchez the side, and he was playing on the right, and then you have the 4 just
And
behind.
Sanchez and him were like
yeah, we're always like
interchanging. Okay.
interacting.
Look, clever
interchanging
players
like
are
this.
always gonna make something out of nothing. Like he's a
True.
quality player.
He's
clever,
quality, guys,
great
like-
playing on him.
And he creates chances.
He
You
does.
can't
That's what I'm saying,
have
like,
him
he's
on the
always-
bench, man.
He's always gonna do something, but it's like that's not his optimum.
Yeah, the
You're not getting Real Madrid's Ozil.
Yeah, you're not getting but I mean you're not getting Real Madrid's Ozil if you don't put the right players behind,
True.
right around.
But
Mesut
also,
Ozil, then again.
you're not getting him if you're not playing him in a position he prefers.
For
I
sure,
don't know what
no,
that
for sure.
is.
Yeah,
You
no,
guys
for
say
sure.
this-
He's
an
a
attacking
number
midfielder,
10, yes,
but-
for sure. But if you're not putting the right players around him and all that stuff, then I don't think you'll get Ozil. I think when I watch Ozil, and I know Arsenal fans might shoot me for this, I think his quality is just way past our level, guys. Like, just the way he moves,
think
the way
Sanchez
he plays, I
is-
just think it's just way past Arsenal.
Sanchez as well, won't lie.
Yeah, no, Sanchez
I agree
too.
with
That's
Sanchez there.
I wonder what he's thinking.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I wouldn't sign a new contract. That's for sure. If I was,
But that's
Sanchez.
that's dangerous though. He's on what 1
yeah,
year
he's
left.
1 year left. Yeah,
How did that happen? Ozil as well.
January
Yeah.
comes around,
Hey.
someone can sign a pre-contract
Free!
with Sanchez,
Guys,
and then
like-
he's free.
How did that like
Guys-
for the business-minded Arsene
Arsenal.
Wenger or in Arsenal? How did that even?
a lot of our players are like on 12 months left. Oxley Chamberlain, Jack Wilshere, Ozil,
Don't
Sanchez.
put Jack Wilshere in that list.
And-
bro.
No, I'm just letting you know there are players that are locked.
12 months.
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
it's fine that Jack Wilshere's on.
Yeah,
top.
like,
Yeah, no,
I
there's
think
no
it's
12
fine.
months
There's no
left.
problem.
Jack Wilshere. But I'm just saying there are a lot of
The
players
great
that are
hope
on.
of England might just be released.
He might just be
Clubless.
released. What a shock,
English
eh?
media,
No,
bro.
someone will pick him up. Someone.
Yeah,
Well,
someone.
yeah,
Like
because he's Jack
Newcastle or
Wilshere.
something.
This is Jack Wilshere.
Don't disrespect flipping Benitez, bro.
Wait, what did you say? Benitez
No,
was
post Benitez, because Benitez, we
Benitez-
think
he's
like,
Benitez might
oh,
walk.
okay,
Yeah.
maybe
So
after-
post Benitez. Maybe when De Bruyne
Benitez
goes
loves
there
people
and
that work. Wilshere is not going to do it.
So you want to take Jack Wilshere?
No. Who's going to take Jack? Come on, bro.
Anyhow, we will take Jack Wilshere.
Who? Anyhow.
Anyhow.
Why didn't he take him now?
I don't know.
Okay, let's move along, guys. Let's wrap this up. So Arsenal, still nothing really. Still
Yeah.
what
Nah,
happened?
nah, I think we're done.
Sparky
with that.
Nyana,
What?
Mark Hughes, Sparky, did he do anything?
Yeah, look, I mean, yes, Rodriguez got a decent goal.
Very good goal.
Yeah, it was a very
Very
decent
good
goal. I'll give them credit for that. I don't think Stoke is going down one day, but we'll have to see.
I don't know, man.
I don't think Stoke is going down.
But
eh?
let's see. Huddersfield at home to Newcastle 1-0.
Yeah,
Aaron Moy.
well,
Great
great goal.
goal.
We
Great
did
goal.
speak about
Great
that.
goal.
With interchanging with Kachunga there.
Yeah.
Very
That
good,
was
man.
a beautiful goal to see.
I was disappointed in the way
like the look of
Newcastle
Newcastle
played,
played.
though. Yo,
like,
Do you
and the
think
thing is,
they
look
burnt out all their
flat-
steam to get back into the Premier League?
it's
and now-
hard.
guys,
bro.
wait,
The championship is hard.
guys. Am I the only one who heard this interview where Rafa Benitez said some of the players in the team that we have are championship level? That's what he basically said, and
But
we have
that's
to get
true.
rid of
Did he
them.
say it or did he basically?
No,
say
he
it?
basically said that.
Then that's true.
Said
Like,
there's some players
can't
that are
fault him
not
for
good
saying
enough.
that. No.
We have to get it off.
If he's unhappy
That's
with
what-
with
Gosh,
the
there's
transfer
some players in
business,
Liverpool that are championship level.
True.
if he's unhappy with the transfer business that is happening, then obviously
No, that is not happening.
But
Yeah.
but Mike Ashley said there's no
That is-
money.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
Mike Ashley
He
said-
sat down
And
and
I
he
was like,
said in
now-
a massive interview,
Yeah, they was
there
like,
is
there's
no
no-
money.
there's no
Benitez
mo-
must make do.
must make do with
and that's
what
a
he has.
championship side, to be honest. That's
And
a
then
cha-
they will
that's
be
a-
relegated.
Yeah.
That's the Champions League
So
side.
wait, so that does that mean we stand a chance of signing for Newcastle? One of us, yeah.
Yeah, we might.
We might just, huh?
put on
Yeah, I
black
think-
and white.
Yeah, I think I definitely can score a few goals for Newcastle.
bad, bro. Like it looks bad. Like
It
they look
does.
flat.
It looks very bad,
just
dude.
a
Like Ayoze Perez, that doesn't look like he played in the Premier League, but it looks like
Yeah, Jose
You also
Perez.
missed the sitter.
like
against
like
Huddersfield.
that's what I'm saying. Like
It's a tool.
there's no quality there.
Yeah.
Like
Yo,
there's
they-
no one who like you can't pinpoint a player that was like he's actually gonna drag these guys.
Yeah,
to
there's
40
no
points.
one. Eh?
No.
It doesn't look likely. They look like they're going down.
They're going down.
And Rafa is not gonna stick around.
No.
yeah, he's not gonna stick
Well, he
around.
stuck around once, and I think he's
Yeah, and
done
he
it.
brought them up.
But
What
here's
else
what,
can you?
but here's what's sad about this whole situation. If Rafa walks, what next for Rafa?
But that's what.
Jeez,
Look,
yo.
as you were saying,
I don't
there's
think
no
Rafa will
player
be
to
out of
bring
a
them
job
up.
for that
the only
long.
person
But
I don't
where
think
does
it'll
he
be-
go next?
I don't think it'll be his choice to be out of a
But
job
where
for
does
that
he
long.
go next?
I don't know. It's look.
Crystal
It's
Palace.
Crystal Palace. Yo.
Nah, I don't think.
Yo, I don't think Rafa would do a
don't
better
think they
job
make
than
that
what
move.
Sam Allardyce
Well,
did.
the fact that Rafa went to Newcastle in the first.
Guys.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not saying
Real
Rafa
Madrid.
wouldn't. I'm saying if Crystal Palace sack Frank de Boer, they're not signing. They're signing a short thing. They're signing a Tony Pulis. They're signing
And Rafa's
a
not
Sam
that
Allardyce.
good.
No,
But
he's
they're not
not.
selling
Rafa's
him.
not
Are
Are you
bad.
forgetting Rafa won Champions
No,
League?
but no, wait.
I know he's a. I'm talking. You're talking
Rafa is
about.
a
But wait,
No,
wait,
you're
wait,
talking
wait,
about
wait,
quality of manager. I'm
Wait,
not
wait,
saying
wait,
that.
wait,
I'm
wait.
saying people that know how to drag you out of a
Wait,
relegation. scrap.
wasn't Rafa signed for that for Newcastle?
Yeah, but he didn't do it.
No,
Yeah,
but
he didn't do it,
Rafa
but there was
signed
yeah.
on as they were going
Of course,
down.
but I'm saying
and
that,
then
but
he
I'm-
didn't
was
do
to
it.
bring them back
But-
up
but-
and take them into the middle
Yeah,
part of the
before
table.
but
And
before
I
that
agree
happened,
with
was
you
it not
guys.
to survive first?
Yes, but he
Yes,
didn't
he didn't
do it.
survive,
And I'm
okay.
saying if Crystal Palace sack Frank de Boer, I'm assuming they're sacking him to say
Rafa.
we need to stay up.
Rafa.
And who are the people that are good at staying up?
Sam
Benitez.
Allardyce.
Sam
But
Allardyce,
he's-
Pulis. They'll probably even go
Pardew
go
again.
Harry Redknapp from Birmingham. Like they'll probably sign
Rafa.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Harry, they would get
Redknapp,
Harry.
Yes.
Yeah.
because he's proven to survive.
But Harry Redknapp is
Rafa's
already
a
in
good
job,
manager.
though.
I'm not, but he's not gonna fight. He's not a. That's not a dog fight relegation
But again,
type of
guys,
manager.
it's the second week.
Yeah, true.
Let's just breathe.
Yo,
But Frank de Boer
If
might
this
go,
was
bruh.
the seventh,
Like yo,
Rafa
that hurts to
Benitez
say, 'cause
is gonna go.
no, he's gonna move.
If there's no change, he's gonna walk.
Like because it hurts his career. If whatever's left of it.
I think he's done
Yes.
whatever you could.
But
at
guys,
Newcastle.
like,
the
yo.
fact that he
Yeah, he brought them up.
took
Like, like
them
now.
and he brought them back.
But isn't it a damn shame from since he won the Champions League with Liverpool and how it's
Not
gone?
necessarily a shame. This is football, bruh.
Yo, it's a damn shame.
He's had a roller coaster of a
Yeah,
career
see what I'm
since-
saying? It's like,
Yeah, it's a damn shame though.
like,
Like,
if he moved to China, then we start saying.
it looks like it's going there though. eh?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yo,
It's-
but
it's
it
a
might
little harsh.
just go there,
That's a
dude.
little too harsh.
My man Pellegrini went to China, guys. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking
I
about?
don't know.
He won the league
Look, true.
recently, and he went to China.
Look,
Like,
let me not rule it out. You're right. Actually, you're right.
Continue submitted
Any-
a transfer request as well. By the way.
It could happen. Last game, Spurs and Chelsea.
Yo, guys, can I mention one thing about
Lost
this
money
game,
on
guys?
this game, bro.
How, yo, guys, like,
Yeah, I
that-
expected a
guys,
draw.
can I just
I
mention
expected
something
a
about
draw
this
as well.
Hugo Lloris's that second goal, guys?
And to think that
that was
last week we're like, if,
guys,
what did we say about City? Like if they were gonna go for a goalkeeper, they should have gone for Pulisic.
Hugo
And then-
Lloris.
then he
But
does
guys, that second goal, guys, it went right under him, and I'm like,
The only thing I could say is maybe he didn't expect it, but
but for me, dude, like a ball like that, you save it with your feet, man. Like,
It would have been. It's easier to save it
yeah,
with your feet than go down.
And it was like,
that's
it
what
was
I'm
like,
saying. I think the only excuse is he didn't expect it.
He's
That's the only
close.
excuse. But other
and
than
he
that,
reacted without.
yeah,
and he was by
I think
his
slow.
near post as
I know.
well.
He
Guys, like,
he went for this first.
Guys, let's not
instinct,
act like we
which
haven't
was
seen
to-
them. Those happen.
what? Yeah,
Well,
those
Yeah,
happen.
come on.
Those happen.
Those who
Trust
happen.
me, my
But-
goalkeeper Simon Milner.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Like,
you
I
know,
know,
there's
those
those.
Simon
there's-
thinks 3 times before he makes a save, and that's his problem.
There's those-
He doesn't
Or
go
sometimes
with
he
his first
doesn't think.
instinct. No, he doesn't trust his first instinct. He always double thinks
Yeah,
himself.
he dou-
Like
Yeah,
What's
but this,
worse, second guesses himself.
and I think this is also it's hard to take because it's Hugo Lloris.
Yo, Hugo. Yeah, it's hard to take
you
because yes, of
expect,
course.
like, come
Yeah,
on.
come
Yes,
on.
Like
definitely.
he knows.
better
You
than
saw his
that.
reaction.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows.
But
Like,
same
bruh.
What did I do?
With Joe Hart, you expect better.
No, with Joe Hart, I'm hoping something happens. For him.
but
He
I'm
did.
not
Joe Hart.
expecting anything from Joe Hart. I
Joe
just
Hart,
with
yeah.
Joe Hart, it was like, please just do
Just
something for
save,
yourself.
save something.
One
Like,
penalty
I don't
out of the
care.
two,
Like,
you
just
know?
do something,
Just
anything,
save-
bro. Like,
save
I
anything.
I feel sorry
But
for
you
him.
expect.
Joe Hart.
Not really. I just hope.
And you know,
For Joe Hart.
and you know what I don't like
Okay, with
about
Joe Hart, I expect better from him.
Okay, let's
I
let's
rate
have a
him
Joe
quite
Hart
high.
conversation. Short one.
Okay.
Have we been duped
Yeah,
in
what do
terms
you
of
mean?
his quality?
Oh,
Or
guys,
is
No,
he like-
he
don't
was
tell
once
me.
quality.
But guys,
He
wait,
was
wait,
once
wait,
quality.
but wait. Did you guys ever like rate this guy to be like a Manuel Neuer at the
No,
Because
no,
he
that's a
he
different
was
league.
never
That's
that
a
though.
different
question.
league.
No,
He was
that's-
never that
That's
though.
De Gea.
Like,
Because
he
he
was-
has-
he-
that's a different league.
But
I'm
yeah, I'm
sa-
saying that's
but
I'm
I'm
saying he
saying-
was never
No,
that.
I
he
know,
was
but
never
also
never
he was never
that.
that.
He was never
But
that.
was he also was he Asmir Begovic? Was he
Yo.
Akinfeev? Was he
I can
like,
fair even.
yeah, well, that's
Yo,
what I'm
I'd
saying.
even
Was he
argue
there?
that I can
That's
fair
what I'm
one. Yo,
asking.
I'd argue it
But
too.
even with Asmir Begovic,
Yeah.
like was he that? Was he in that
I'd say he
class?
was. I'd probably say he was.
Jordan
Asmir
Pickford,
Begovic.
was he?
He was probably once upon a time in that class, but
What happened then?
man.
His team lost faith in him, and he lost faith in
No,
himself.
I don't think his
True,
team
I
lost
mean-
faith in him, guys.
Pep
His
Guardiola.
team lost
I think
faith
his
in him.
Guardiola.
manager lost faith in him.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola was
And
just like,
that,
but guys, like,
that killed him.
but let's be honest. And have you seen how quiet pundits are about that now? Like nobody's
Like, no one's
saying
saying
Pep is right. Like nobody's saying Pep was right though.
He's
No, yeah,
English.
nobody's saying that. It's just like.
the English
English
But,
media's
but
gonna
Bravo,
protect-
they're not leaving him.
Because
They're
there's
not
no
leaving
more
Bravo,
dreams to
guys.
sell with Joe Hart.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
now what do you?
And-
They moved on to Pickford now.
Oh, guys, that's
to be fair, Raheem Sterling too.
what about
Very
Sterling?
quiet. He scored a goal.
He scored a
good
decent
goal.
goal,
Good
actually.
goal.
But
But-
missed a lot of
But
chances
it's
before
gone
that.
quiet.
But also
It's
the
gone
fact
very quiet.
Raheem
It's gone
Sterling
very
scoring
quiet
one
for him
goal.
in the English media.
Yes.
What
Right?
I'm saying is Raheem Sterling scoring one goal should not be okay for us. We should not be happy with him scoring one goal.
Yeah,
For
sure.
England, of course, it's okay.
It's
What do you
great.
mean?
It's good for England.
one about
Nobody's
England?
talking
For
about
us,
us.
not for
Us.
English.
No,
Us.
not
England.
Like
For England, it's fine. But for us as football fans,
No,
where we built
bruh.
Raheem Sterling up to be.
Bokani scored a good goal at
Scored a
some
good
point.
goal at some
Where's
point.
Bokani?
Yeah.
Do you even remember what team he played for?
He played for Norwich, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I'm trying to that scoring a good goal doesn't mean jack.
But I tell you,
know what I
with the Joe Hart one, like, I'm just surprised no one is saying, but geez, your Pep was right. Yeah. Like, how in the world did he get this one right?
No, but
dude?
how, I don't understand how he managed to stay at City so long then. And how he's a Premier League winner as well.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
Premier League winner with
He
a,
is.
No,
with a
but
number of
that's
medals.
the thing. He went down when Pep said no more.
I tell you, man, I think Pep came into training
Joe
and I
Hart
was
was
like,
quality. I was actually very surprised
What's a
that
Joe
West Ham.
I tell you, like, I think Pep came in, and you must remember, like, Pep comes from an era where there was like Victor Valdez, then there was a
We can
Manuel
also have
Neuer.
that Victor
So-
Valdez conversation, guys, if we had to be honest.
What?
Victor Valdez wasn't also on that.
Yeah, he
high
wasn't that
level.
amazing. But the nice
Yeah.
thing with Victor Valdez, he
Yeah,
played for a
he's
team
had
that kept the
He's had
ball.
moments. Like, Hart
They
has
kept-
had moments
No, he's
too.
had moments.
And I just want to be fair to Joe Hart.
Yeah, no, I
like-
want look to be
But
fair
he's
to
not consistent like De Gea.
Yo, no,
for
but
instance.
wait,
But
guys,
has he
guys,
not
I don't want
He
to
used
bash
to
him.
be.
I don't want to
that's
bash
why
him
I
now
wanna
because
buy
he
too.
moved.
Exactly.
Now, I mean, because
it
of what?
feels like now he's saying that.
I
But-
was very surprised that West Ham were the only team that were interested in
Yeah,
him.
I think
I was
after
not
that
because
Torino move,
I think look, I think managers talk and I think managers look at each other.
yeah, they're like,
And I
yeah.
think lesser managers looked at Pep's decision and like, why did Pep get rid of him?
Why did
What's
Pep
wrong
get-
with him? Like, you know what I'm
There
saying?
must be something
Yeah,
wrong.
there's a murmur. Like people talk.
And
like,
for me,
and
what
it's like-
what highlighted as well is when he left Torino, they asked the Torino boss to be like, "What did you think?" And Torino boss was just like, "Yeah, Joe Hart came in, but to be honest, we expected better, man. Like
Because of what?
And he didn't do it
English
so great.
media.
Yes,
The way you sell your players?
Yes, he didn't do that much better, dude. And I'm just saying the Carragers and the Gary Nevilles and the Tyrannys,
Yo, and that's
quiet,
another
yo.
downfall about the EPL, man.
They
Like,
quiet.
They go too hard for these players. Way too hard for these
They
players.
vouch for them heavy,
They vouch
yeah.
too heavy.
They vouch
And it
very
puts,
heavily.
puts pressure, even for
That's true.
for foreign players. Look
Yeah.
what they did to Pogba last season.
Yeah,
They wouldn't get off him.
they wouldn't get off.
You get what I'm
him.
saying? Like,
True.
it's imagine for English talent. Like,
So for Joe Hart, man, it's at some point we're gonna realize that he's gonna make a lot of
Joe Hart
misses.
just needs to.
Then it's gonna be like,
I think he just needs to go to a club that's just like wait, look, it's hard in England, but just go to a club that doesn't have that much. You know,
but to be honest, isn't West Ham a bargain?
Hey, guys,
no, it's a big
Come on.
not
Isn't
for
West
us.
Ham a bargain?
He's had a bad start. Let's just give him a break.
Yo,
He had a
guys.
bad season as well last season.
Yeah, but for me, what I'm asking is that like,
season.
Different.
guys, it could have
Didn't
been worse.
concede
He could
four
have
in his
gotten
first game or
Newcastle,
something.
guys.
Exactly.
But he got a West Ham. That's a bargain,
I
dog.
know, but
Yo.
I'm saying what he needs is to be Ben Foster at West Brom.
Yeah,
It's
Yes.
not
Yeah.
who's looking at West Brom like, oh, they're keeper.
their keeper is.
You know what I mean? Like even Wayne Hennessy at Crystal, who's like checking. Go to a club where there's not a lot of eyes. West Ham, you in London for fuck's sakes. Everybody's looking at you like you're playing at the Olympic Stadium. Like, come on.
To be fair,
It's
like
too- it's too-
like Siobhan said, I think it's the
Let's
second
give
week.
him- let's give him half a
him-
season.
Yeah.
You know what he needs? He needs a season in the Championship.
Yo,
Just to go play football. No, that's not harsh. That's just go play football.
That's a little harsh.
No, I'm not- guys,
like,
I think that's a little harsh.
I think he just needs to go play football. That's it.
Is he not playing
football.
now?
No, he's playing.
Not in the English league. Not while you're in London. Boy.
playing.
It's not just football
Is
now.
he not playing now?
Oh, I think you're a little hard on him. But
He's
let's move on
playing.
to the Chelsea game.
But fair enough. But Chelsea, Spurs, nothing.
No, I have
Marcos
to.
Alonso.
Nah, Marcos
Marcos
Alonso.
Alonso,
But you know
great.
what's funny about that game is for me, it's Tottenham was dominating that game. Eh?
Yeah.
Heavily.
They look good.
Yo, and I was so surprised
They
that
look good.
Chelsea won, and I was
Although
like,
Chelsea did score 3 goals.
yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, then again, hey.
No, I think
They were like, oh, let's help Spurs out.
Yes, good goal by Batshuayi. Eh?
Yeah,
But
great
why, but
goal.
Oh, that was
With the head.
that was a proper
That's-
centre
that's
forward
what
I
finish.
wanted to cry.
He doesn't score much at the other end.
I really think he thought he was on the other end of the
It
pitch.
looked like-
Because
looked
it looked
He looked-
intentional,
yeah,
guys.
it looked
I
like a
looked
header.
intentional, guys. Yo,
To be fair, it was
ball
a great
came in-
header.
It was a great header.
Very good
Yeah.
header.
So, do you think it's the Wembley curse?
I think it is. Eh?
Like
I
I was
think
having
there's a
this
bit of
conversation
that.
earlier. Wembley is not Spurs Stadium.
Yes, that's what I
Wembley
was saying.
teams dream of going to Wembley.
Wembley.
To
Exactly.
win cups. It's a cup final.
It's
venue.
like exactly.
I mean,
exactly
it's
what I
the
said.
song.
Exactly.
Hey,
This is-
Sarah, Sarah.
Every team is
Exactly.
going there like it's a cup final. Wembley's
Yes.
huge,
It
right?
is.
It's a beautiful stadium.
That's what I'm saying. Like the way they played, and you just surprised Chelsea won, and it
No, I
doesn't
think-
maybe an effect that maybe it's not the home state. Because I was
Wembley's too
asking
big.
people, I was like, had that been at White Hart Lane, would have they lost that game?
No, I think.
No
I think
way!
the way-
The Wembley's
No
too
ways.
big, guys. It's too big of a stadium. The occasion of
And
being
it's the
at
monkey
Wembley.
on the back.
Exactly,
Everyone knows.
exactly.
They know as well.
Yeah.
I want to actually. I read an article today about Chelsea wanting to fire their coach.
Nah,
that's,
no.
The media's making up
No,
shit
it's
again.
there we
I saw
go.
that.
British media
I
thing
Yeah,
again?
the
There we
Thomas
go
Tuchel.
again.
Yeah.
But wait,
I saw that.
Don't-
Yeah, I saw
now that you're here, man, I gotta ask you a question. Man.
What's up?
Whose side are you on, Diego Costa or Antonio Conte? Whose side are you on? Like, that's a surprise.
I'm on the
surprise.
side of football. Losing Diego Costa is.
Yo, that's hectic.
Come on.
Look,
But
to
who-
lose-
but
to
who-
use-
Costa is an
to lose-
awful claimant. Like
Human being.
sportsmanship.
I don't care.
But how is
because
He's
he's
a
good
bad
for the league.
person.
But how is he
Yeah.
He's
awful
great
though?
for the league, but he's awful.
And
Why
he
is he-
torments defenders. Oh, I love
Why
how
is he
torments
awful though?
defenders.
Why is he awful though, guys?
I'm on the side
Because
of.
he's a douchebag.
He got an SMS from Antonio Conte saying he's not needed though. Like,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
what do
I'm
you
on the side
expect
of
him to
football.
do?
I don't
I'm
want to
on-
see him.
I'm on the side of Antonio Conte because I believe he can make our team even greater than
Who?
what it was last season. Antonio
Antonio
Conte.
Conte.
Yes.
Yeah,
You don't need.
So-
So, saying you
so-
don't need.
You
I'm
missed the
trusting.
conversation.
I'm trusting him in saying that he doesn't need Diego Costa. Maybe he has another plan.
I
That
think
is where he doesn't need Diego Costa.
No,
I think
y'all
he knows.
need
I think he
Diego
knows
Costa.
he needs Diego Costa.
I think.
You
he
know.
I
doesn't
think-
need
I don't
Diego
think so.
Costa.
And if your replacement of Diego Costa is Morata, then
You're in
definitely
There's a problem.
needs
You're in trouble.
Diego
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's like
Too soon.
yeah,
Then
this is
again-
too soon.
Then again,
And another thing, great win for
Great
for
win.
for
The way,
Conte.
the
Look,
way
Yes.
Conte set up his team to bunch the midfield in front
Yeah,
of the box.
that
was-
David Luiz was excellent
In midfield.
In
Oh,
midfield.
shocked.
Oh,
yeah,
my
a
You was
proper
excellent.
game.
yeah.
Nah, but that was the plan, though, eh?
Bro,
That was the
That was
plan.
the plan.
Get in
Suffocate.
front.
Suffocate,
bunch the
man.
midfield.
Yeah, it
if
was-
he can play like that, then Matic is not that great of a loss. If he can continue to play like that,
If you can step up to the plate, yes.
Would you play David Luiz? I mean, you,
Matic?
you don't play.
No.
But you don't play David Luiz in the middle, do you? I mean, you got
I'm
Bakayoko
saying-
for a reason.
No,
I
right?
know, but I'm saying if
That's-
he can play like that,
Mm.
then you
How did
he
Bakayoko
raises
do?
foot-
Because I know he played, right?
He looked
I-
alright.
He looked. He
looked
looked
alright.
He looked fine for me. He made a couple good runs.
Okay.
Where I think it was like from the center to the box, which was amazing. I
Yeah.
think he. I
He
think
looked
he's good.
alright.
He's very physical as well.
I don't think
He's
he was
big.
solid, but I think
Yeah,
he
he
was
looked-
decent. He
yeah,
had
he'll-
an alright game.
He'll do good.
Yeah.
He'll be
He'll do
alright.
good.
Also,
Yeah.
it's his debut and he's not fully fit.
And
Exactly.
in Wembley, bro. Like
And
the
it's Wembley.
lights,
Yeah.
the please, guys.
Clam and everything like that.
Just
Okay,
It's early, guys, it's early.
let's wrap this up, guys.
Okay, last game.
Man City, Everton.
Well
Rooney,
done, Wayne
200
Rooney.
goals.
Well done,
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
That's
well
not
done?
English hype.
Is it a well
That,
done?
no, come on. dude.
That's definitely.
What?
One
Are
of-
you saying the
one
numbers?
of-
Are you saying the numbers are not English hype,
I'm saying
right?
Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney.
Okay,
He's
Wayne-
like
hype.
proper.
That's English. That's
200
I think he
goals.
was proper. I think
Yeah,
he
no, it's
was
past his
proper.
belt.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
of course.
have a
But
moment.
we're talking about his
Just
career.
appreciate the fact that he scored 200 goals.
Ah,
One of
man,
two
and-
players.
and no fairness.
And
No.
there's
Great.
no way he's ever going to
Great.
reach Shearer. I mean, that's
Great.
60 goals to go still.
Yeah, no, he's not doing
It's
that.
not-
Especially
not
not at
gonna
Everton.
But here's the argument I always have with people.
argument? Come on.
Wait, man.
Just
You're gonna
appreciate.
hold on. I'm appreciating his 200 goals and everything like that. But here's the
Not
thing.
sound like you're
Yeah.
So here's an experiment that I did. I went to work and asked people. I said, "Yo, who's the greatest Man United player that you ever saw?" And to be honest, Wayne Rooney didn't even come up from anyone. David Beckham came up. That's what I'm. No, someone said that, but that's my point. My point is that
Bruh.
David Beckham
No.
came
You're the
up.
homie that said David Beckham needs to chill.
Yeah, but no, I'm
David
no.
Beckham is the greatest Man
For
United
him.
player he's ever seen.
For him,
What
I'm
happened
not
to
arguing.
Ryan
I'm not arguing.
Giggs,
No,
guys?
no,
Like,
no,
I'm
no,
here,
no,
like, I'm Ryan
Roy
wait.
Keane.
Hold
Roy
on,
Keane.
yo, hold on. Like those names did come up.
How credible-
But the point that I'm
how
trying to say is
credible of a football
that
supporter
someone
is
said David Beckham
how credible-
over Wayne
David
Rooney.
Beckham was
That's my
great,
point.
but he was not the
Now
greatest.
let's have the football.
Oh, let's have the football talk. Yes.
How credible of a football supporter is this person?
Credible of a football supporter.
Is he one of those United
'Cause
maybe
supporters
not.
that are like, yeah, I support United?
Maybe
Because they watch Bennett like
Because-
Beckham.
Look, maybe he's not that credible.
I
And
got
let
Cristiano
me
Ronaldo so hard.
let me
Not
correct
one of
myself.
those.
I'm not saying David Beckham is not a great. No,
Oh,
no,
he
I'm
was
not
great,
saying
but
that.
Maybe
he wasn't
yeah.
the
I'm just
greatest.
look for me. It's one of those things where like maybe with Wayne Rooney is look. I'm happy for you. You scored 200 goals. It's everything like that. I just wish he looked after himself a little bit more.
Yeah, he could have
because
went more,
because
definitely.
he could have gotten a whole lot more.
And-
It's crazy to think that I was shown an image of Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney, and I'm not saying they're both in the same class. I'm not trying to compare them, but just their bodies, guys. I was just like. Wow!
Yeah,
like
okay, but
one looks like
Ronaldo's an
Shrek,
athlete.
one looks like Shrek, and
Wait.
one looks like in the Avengers.
No,
He
no,
belongs
and
in
I-
the
I-
Avengers.
I-
And that's what I'm saying. Is that
Also,
like
No, but another thing.
Historically,
Yo.
one is Portuguese. Look at Portuguese
Yeah.
men in general, whether they are sportsmen or
Yeah.
not, and one is British.
Okay,
Look
yeah.
at the bill.
We're not having this
but the way
conversation.
yeah, that's
Like, just
We're not
in
having
general.
this conversation. But to be fair, yes, if
he
if
should have
Wayne
looked after
Rooney has-
himself. He
Yes,
should have
but
looked after himself a lot more.
regardless of him not like he's one of England's, if not up there in the top 5.
No,
top
for
10
sure.
English-
I
great
give
English
it
players.
to him. All I'm just saying is that he could have been more of a legend, and because
And another thing,
because of his
I
last
think it goes. Sorry to cut you off, but I think it goes both ways with this whole English hype thing. I think if Wayne Rooney is flipping French or Italian,
Yeah.
we're like, oh shit, one of the greatest.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
greatest.
Because
and all
it's
that
English
stuff.
now, we're like, 200 goals. You
But
know
it's
what I
not.
mean?
But it's not only even that though.
I'm saying
because-
it's one
because,
of the-
because we give people like Gerrard they due. Even
Yeah.
if you didn't win a Premier League,
True, true.
nobody can say anything about him. We
True.
give Lampard they due.
I-
but for
Because
him,
they are
but for him,
great.
yeah, but for him it's a different topic. Like
Yeah, I agree.
even with all your numbers, people still don't think you're one of the
And
best
another thing,
United
remember, let's be
greatest
honest, and another
ever.
thing, people also come from a commercial angle. Wayne Rooney is not really the most liked player. Like
Yeah, but
he's not like
he
he's not a
could-
likable figure.
He could have been.
But he's
no,
also,
he couldn't have been. That's his
could have
personality.
No, but
But
one delay.
no, if you take away that, then he wouldn't have been Wayne Rooney.
But I'm just saying that why do we love Ronaldo? Regardless of him being arrogant, regardless of him talking trash about what I mean, there was a game he played in Croatia for Real Madrid and they were booing him.
Yeah.
They asked him why. He said, because I'm hot and I got money and they don't have the same things. But nobody
Real
looks
Madrid
down on
fans
him.
just generally
Why?
hate him, though.
Because week in, week out, he brings it.
and Wayne Rooney
Owen-
has done that too.
no, Wayne
He's
Rooney
just-
done it
he's
a
just
long
peaked,
time
yeah.
ago.
No, but you must also remember
no,
he's
two
been
games,
doing it
two
since
goals.
16.
Yes, like
He's been
Two
doing
games,
it
two
since
goals.
16.
He's
And Ronaldo
peaked.
been doing it since
I
when?
agree, but another thing you're talking about
17.
different quality. You're
What?
talking about a
Yes.
different quality of person, and you're talking about a
sure.
different commercial appeal.
That's what I'm saying. For me, that's what I'm saying
Like
is
ask
if
any
Rooney,
ask any football supporter, ask any football
Yeah.
commentator, ask any football professional or footballer. Like everybody will tell you that Jesus, Wayne Rooney is a good player.
he
one
was
of the
no,
greatest players.
He's a good player. All I'm saying is that there could have been more to the right
there
in this
isn't,
story. if
And
he
there
looked after
isn't.
himself.
But the
That's
story
my
ends where it
disappointment.
ends.
That's my disappointment
Yeah, but
with the whole thing. Is that
true,
like
the story
it could have
ends-
been more?
But it's not.
Okay, but
But
you're
it doesn't
looking,
take away-
You're looking beyond football.
Exact-
We're talking football
Football-wise,
stats alone.
no one
Yeah.
has a career like Rooney,
No.
bro.
True. No, I'm not.
People
Hey,
wish to have a career like Rooney.
it's a good career and everything like that. No doubt about that. But I'm saying the reason being that people will sometimes look at Ryan Giggs over your Wayne Rooney
Yeah,
because
but people
the fella
are
didn't
dumb
look after
too,
himself, though. Are people dumb for
Yeah,
rating
but
Giggs over what?
But I'm saying you can't always keep saying people say. Which people are they? What? How credible are they?
And
to
you're
football?
looking at Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, they watch football.
Like,
Oh,
he's
now
not-
it's the looks.
no, you're comparing him. Yes, he might not have looked after himself alone, but he is still performing.
Yo.
Still scoring goals.
He's
week in,
still
week out.
scoring goals.
Are you
Yo,
taking
guys,
that
The
away
next
from
two
us?
weeks.
best thing
Yo,
to
2
Wayne
weeks.
But it's
Rooney
week in,
2
week
weeks.
out. That's 2
2
weeks.
weeks. Okay, cool. Alright, don't worry about it.
Lacazette
Nice
scores one
thing-
goal and scores
nice
another
thing-
one. You're talking
nice
about
thing-
yo,
wait,
you might have
Look
two
at
nice
goals.
that.
Nice thing I love about this podcast is it's going to happen the whole season. We're going to talk at the end of May.
True,
and then we
it's
will
fine.
hear what we're going to
But
say
it's
about Shrek.
But we're
That's
on
for
week
sure.
2 and Shrek has scored
Look,
2 goals.
and for Shrek, look, congrats to you for
Guys.
scoring your 200 Premier League goals. Congrats. Like, before I sound like a hater, congrats. But there could have been more to write to the story, but that's mine.
Hey, bro.
He's still a legend, though.
Yeah.
Don't even say it like
Yeah.
that.
No,
He's
he-
still
Yeah.
like he's a legend,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So it's Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney. The next best is what? Michael Owen.
Yo, don't say that nigga's name, bro, please.
What?
Yo, Michael Owen? What?
No, I'm
why
talking
we-
about English.
Great?
English scorers.
Oh yeah, I think it's Shearer,
Shearer, Wayne Rooney.
Rooney.
I think it is Michael.
Is it Michael Owen?
I
Premier
think it
League.
might be Michael
But
Owen.
Okay, well done, Owen.
How many goals did Owen get? Like, it was
don't
150, I think.
Bro,
I think it's 180.
you don't understand how much I hate Michael
I want to say
Owen, bro.
186, but I don't want to sound like that person that
No,
knows
it's
it
not-
about
it's-
heart.
Okay, guys,
You do not get more than Thierry Henry, that's a fact.
Let's wrap it up. Team of the week? No.
Okay, cool.
Let's actually do.
Can I just
team of the week?
give you my
But we-
zero
but we have
of
to-
the
but we have
Oh, do you want to start with Hero? Okay,
But we have to
Hero
go
and zero.
quickly though,
Yeah,
right?
go quickly.
Yeah.
Hero and zero.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hero, do you want to start?
No, I just want to go zero.
Okay, for
We
me,
don't have
it's
a
my
hero.
hero. My hero of the week is Marcus Alonso.
Okay.
Made my
What a
hero as
champion.
well.
And I remember I
And-
said nope. It doesn't have to be players.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And then my zero of the week is Marko Arnautovic. Cost his team heavily. That's for me.
My zero of the week is Leicester City fans.
What did Leicester City
What
fans
did they do?
So Brighton are known for having a large gay community,
Yeah.
and Leicester City fans were
not
chanting
funny, but
homophobic chants, and I just don't think there's a place in football for
Yeah,
that.
that's a zero.
Yeah, no, that is
Yeah,
a
so
really
that's my zero.
huge
No
zero.
hero.
My hero is Marcus Alonso.
Marcus Alonso,
I
man.
just think he
damn.
came up.
What a player.
Jesus.
My hero would be whoever found. So there were two pictures there. Wayne Rooney scoring at City. They looked at the crowd and they saw the same
Oh,
three
the same
people.
people. Oh, yeah.
Whoever
That's-
took time to
Yeah,
look for the
yeah.
same three people
And
in
the
two
dude was
pictures.
making the same sign.
Wait,
Exactly.
3 people doing what?
Wait, say
No,
that
the
again.
same people
so-
in the crowd.
So there was
Yeah.
a picture of Wayne Rooney celebrating his goal at City when
Yes.
he played for Everton on
Yeah.
Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was a picture of him celebrating a Man United goal at City.
And
Yeah.
the
And the
same.
same three
Same
people
crowd, yeah.
sitting. There were two sitting together and one sitting separately.
Whoa.
These are season ticket holders. So
Yeah.
Whoa,
So
this is
obviously they have the same
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
same-
But whoever
That's
took the
amazing.
time
And the
to
dude
look for
was
those
doing
people.
the same sign, like
Yo, that's
like flipping the ref off. Like, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
Clearly, every
He
goal
does
they're
that
like.
exactly.
Yo,
That's so dope. That's a dope
crazy.
pick. Oh,
Yeah,
nah, that's
that's my
crazy.
hero for the week.
Very
And my
dope
zero
pick.
for the week is Michi Batshuayi. Thinking
Batshuayi.
I'm on the other
But he's
one.
got a great
Other
goal
side.
though.
Yeah, it's
The
a
wrong
great
end.
goal,
The
but the
wrong
wrong
end.
end.
That's the wrong end.
That's
though.
my zero.
I actually had Missy Bashai, but I took him
Okay,
out.
Wandile, yours?
My zero, Marko Arnautovic. Like, Jesus, first game.
Marko, nah, I
Go
mean,
to
come
some
on,
countries
guys.
like
And it
that.
was so intentional.
My hero, FSG, bruh, for not being bullied by Barca, bruh.
High five.
It's like,
Ah.
and I think that
And then you know what's funny? You know what's funny when you say
might
not
change,
being
it might
bullied?
change. Yeah, it might
It
change.
might look like a stupid decision.
Yeah, I
bro.
know. I agree.
Yo.
But let me tell you why.
It's
Yeah.
this week,
This
not
has-
next week.
Yeah, not
This
next week,
has
this week.
ripple effects for the entire league.
Yes, I
I
agree.
think
I agree.
I'm not gonna say gone are the days, but I'm for English clubs for them to move forward and become
I agree.
that force again, they're gonna have to start saying
The
no
same-
to the powerhouses.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
hard. I'm not saying it's
Yes.
they Coutinho might go
Yes.
tomorrow,
Yes.
and then I look stupid.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? But I'm saying
Yeah.
it sets a precedent for English.
And Dortmund have
teams.
said the same thing.
Exactly.
Dortmund have said that by them saying no to Barcelona, it helps the players that are in the league at the moment. to say that
Exactly.
we value you that much that we want to hold on to you and say no to the big
And
star
another thing,
players.
let's be honest, Barcelona look desperate now.
Yes.
Yeah, they look
Sending ultimatums, 48 hours if you don't
Yeah,
accept
you don't
it.
Then I'm
Yes.
pulling it, and
That
then you
looks
pull it, and then you still come
desperate,
back
and then you
with
come
another
back.
bid.
Like, it looks
Yes,
desperate.
Come on.
And I think the
Hey.
power's in English football. And it's surprising because this is the biggest league in the world, but
Yes.
you can't keep players. But
You can't keep players.
Anyway,
Surprise, surprise.
moving on, week 2, team of the week.
Team of the week. Okay, I'm gonna go quickly. My goalkeeper. I went with a 4-2-3-1. Goalkeeper Jack Butland. Right back Antonio Valencia. Centre back we got Eric Bailey. Other centre back we got Harry Maguire. Left back Marcus Alonso. We got Aaron Moy in midfield. Gareth Barry in midfield. My right winger is Mkhitaryan. Attacking midfield is Pogba. Left midfield is Mahrez, and strikers Chicharito.
Awesome stuff. Manager.
That's my manager of the week. Will have to definitely go to Antonio Conte.
Awesome stuff.
What a play. What a man.
Okay, my goalkeeper is Wayne Hennessy. I didn't go right back, centre back. I just went defenders, midfielders,
defend.
strikers. So my defenders are Antonio Valencia, Ahmed Hegazi, Harry Maguire, Marcus
We have
Alonso.
the same
Yeah.
back four.
Midfielders are Aaron Moy, Mkhitaryan, Christian Eriksen, Sadio Mane, and my strikers are Hernandez and Wayne Rooney. And my coach of the week is also Conte.
Antonio.
Team of the week in goals. I went for 3-4-3 formation.
Okay.
In goals, Jack Butland,
Oh, what a man.
Eric Bailly, Andreas Christensen,
Oof.
Marcus Alonso,
Oof.
and then in midfield, Hesse. I wrote Conte down here, but I was actually thinking of David Luiz. So I'll go with David Luiz there. Aaron Moy, Sadio Mane, Mkhitaryan, Mahrez, and Rooney.
Guys, we have the same type of.
Did
We
you
think
also
alike,
put
huh?
Rooney as well?
Yeah.
I did.
Jeez.
Manager.
Antonio Conte.
What the?
Hey.
No love for
Yeah.
Mourinho?
Oh man.
Damn, y'all cold.
I
Okay.
mean,
I think
it's
it's just
one
'cause
thing.
it's
It was
Guys,
a big game
guys,
time.
to be honest, it's
Yeah.
one thing winning at
Yeah.
Swansea and one thing winning at Tottenham.
At
I'm gonna.
Wembley.
At Wembley, yes.
It
Tottenham.
seems that like Jose's not getting any love. I'm gonna give him love.
Okay.
Okay.
give him
Jose
a
as my manager.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper Jack Butland, good saves. Left back Andrew Robertson. I think he
Yes,
performed very
good
well.
choice.
Oh, for
there.
Marcus Alonso.
Chill,
Oh,
relax. I
sorry.
got you.
Sorry.
Ahmed Hegazi, centre back. He looks like a Premier League defender.
Okay.
Harry Maguire as well scored a goal. Antonio Valencia at right back, great attacking. Left wing Marcos Alonso.
What a player.
Aaron Moy, centre midfield. Etienne Capoue, centre midfield. Hendrik Mkhitaryan, right wing. Up front, the old Man United boys, Javier Hernandez and Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome stuff. Week 3, what are we expecting? I'm not going to do predictions because it's running over time, but anything you're expecting? Looking at the games, let me go to
There's
the
a
fixtures.
Liverpool Arsenal game
Yes,
this
there
weekend.
is.
And you know what's funny?
Yep.
I don't think we will win.
I really hope
think Liv-
Sanchez is still injured.
I don't think. Wow, look at that, hey. Here's what's funny. I don't think Arsenal will win. I don't think Liverpool will win.
What? It's gonna be a draw.
A high-scoring
It's
draw.
gonna be a
That's-
draw.
that's
I
what
think it's gonna
as
be a
well.
draw, eh?
Awesome
That's
stuff.
what I
3-3.
think. It's gonna be a draw.
This
That's what I
Arsenal
think.
Liverpool, then we generally always get 4 goals.
We always get a lot
It's
of
a
goals in the game.
four-goal
A
draw.
lot
So
of goals.
Someone, it's either 4-3, 4-4,
Yeah.
4-5.
Yeah.
There's
So
always 4
I
Actually,
goals
honestly-
let's do it quickly. If we're gonna do it quickly, then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay,
right?
cool.
Okay. First game, Bournemouth, Man City. Bournemouth at
Man
home.
City.
Man City,
Solid
easy win.
4-0.
Okay,
Easy
I'm gonna go
win.
City as well.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace home to Swansea.
That's gonna be
Ooh, a
Swansea,
draw.
eh?
I'll go for
I'm,
a
yeah,
draw.
I'm
I'm
going
also gonna go
Swansea.
for a draw.
I'm gonna go Crystal Palace.
I'm
first
going
win.
Swansea.
Crystal Palace at home, by the way.
I'm going for a draw, but Crystal Palace will score.
Huddersfield, Southampton. Huddersfield at home.
Huddersfield, Southampton. I'm gonna go. It's
I'm
a
going to
draw.
go with the draw.
It's a draw.
Southampton.
I'm gonna go Huddersfield. I think they're 3-3. Newcastle at home to West Ham.
No, it's gonna be a draw. Shame.
I'm
I have to
gonna
show
go
them
West
some love. I have to show them some love.
Yo,
I'm gonna go
this
West
is gonna be
Ham.
I'm gonna go a draw.
I think it's gonna get very worse.
hard. I'm going to go Newcastle.
I'm gonna
It's
go.
gonna
West
be a
Ham,
hard
West Ham,
fought
West Ham.
draw.
Watford at home to Brighton.
It's
Ooh,
Watford.
It's gonna be
Watford.
Watford. Yeah, it's gonna be Watford.
guys, nothing.
Chris
Damn!
Houston.
Sacked by
Whatever Chris
November.
Houston is. Sacked by November. Quote of the
Jesus.
podcast: sacked
Wow.
by November.
Okay, so the first of 3 big games, if it's a big game. Man United, Leicester. Still a big
Man
game.
United's
Man
gonna.
United.
they're
It was a
gonna-
big game 2 seasons
I
ago.
wouldn't lie. To be honest, I think Man United's gonna make
Fair
it
enough.
look easy.
Fair enough. I think United as
It's
well.
not going to be another 4-0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
no,
No.
not another 4
But they're gonna
Maybe
make
like
it look
another
easy.
2-1.
It's gonna
3-1
look
maybe?
easy.
Yeah, maybe a
I'm just saying it's
3-1.
gonna look easy.
Actually, okay, never mind. Yeah, let me
It's
go.
only going to look
United.
easy once United score that first goal.
And then second of the third 3 big games, Chelsea, Everton.
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
That's
I'm
Chelsea.
gonna
yeah.
say Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
I
draw.
wonder why.
I'm gonna
Yo,
go. With
actually,
another
the ad
draw.
could also be a draw, but I'm
gonna
gonna go
with
Chelsea.
another draw. West Brom at Stoke. Another 1-0.
West Brom at Stoke.
No, West Brom at home to Stoke.
That's gonna be
I
West
say
Brom.
draw.
I say
1-1
West
draw.
Brom,
I
man.
think West Brom.
West
3
Brom.
and
Yeah, I
3.
would say West Brom.
Liverpool, Arsenal.
That's a draw.
I'm going to go for Liverpool win.
That's a draw.
I wonder why.
The same reason why I'm wondering
I
is
wonder
that
why.
they are my team and I'm
But
not
I'm
going to
gonna
lie.
be honest. I think it's a draw. I think it's a draw.
It's a draw.
Just something about.
Arsenal play 3 at the back, bruh.
It's
the
over.
same 3 at the back.
Isn't Koscielny back this weekend as well?
Koscielny is back. Sanchez
Is he
could be
fit?
back. Sanchez could be back as well. So,
Let me go Liverpool.
but to be honest, I just think it's a draw.
Draw, I'm gonna go Liverpool.
Yeah,
At Anfield, I'm gonna go Liverpool. Then the last game, Spurs, Burnley.
Spurs have to get that Wembley.
Wait,
Spurs
Spurs,
at home?
Spurs at
Yeah.
home.
Well,
Yo.
Spurs at Wembley. Let's not say Spurs at home.
dude.
Spurs at Wembley.
The Spurs are going to
Okay,
win.
no, we're going to have to get used to saying Spurs at home is Wembley, right?
Okay, I'm
Guys,
Just
gonna,
for
I'm
the
never gonna
season?
say that.
guys, I'm gonna
Spurs at
say,
Wembley. Let's just.
I'm gonna say
Spurs at Wembley.
That's
I'm
not
gonna-
their home.
I'm
though.
gonna go as a surprise and say it's gonna be a draw. Eh?
A draw.
I thought you were going to say a Burnley win.
Yeah, but Burnley did win at Stamford Bridge though. Like,
Okay.
that's
We should actually do a playback of everything that we say.
we
Yeah.
should actually. I don't mind me, right? Like,
A recap.
Awesome stuff. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for
Cool,
coming.
Yeah,
through.
thank you.
thanks.
You want to
so
do your
much.
socials?
Yeah,
Where can
for
people
sure.
catch you?
So you can catch me on Twitter at Shakes Rampetti and then also at Love Football 04 and on Instagram at Shakes Rampetti.
Cool. I am at Siobhan Chetty on everything. Siobhan spelled with a C and the R before the V.
Ooh.
At his name is Jude on everything except Facebook. But who uses Facebook nowadays?
Facebook. We were talking about the Facebook community like previously, but that
Okay. Sorry,
Facebook community is big, by the way.
Sorry, Facebook. No, but no one sends me any invites, so I guess I'm
Oh,
not popular.
snap.
I'm gonna send you an invite.
Okay.
And
sure.
his name is?
At his name is Jude.
And his name is
Awesome
Jude.
stuff. This is the Born Free Podcast, Kicking Ball segment. Please rate, subscribe, and review YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Oh, yeah.